Welcome to another UCL Fantasy deadline stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're 2 hours away from the deadline, but the big news has come out today of Joao Cancelo being unavailable, and I'm sure he's in most of our teams. I think he's been the best UCL Fantasy defender this season. It's a big shame. Now we need to look for replacements, and I was actually talking about this on Twitter and YouTube with you lot, and I'm 0.2 million short of getting rid of Ulrich and Pasveer, as I talked about in my team selection and subsequently in community posts, getting in two keepers that I want, so Mendy or Neuer and also Onana, and in defence, moving Cancelo to Reece James, but I'm 0.2 million off, which is very frustrating. Otherwise, I think I would have made the transfers already, but what I would recommend is to wait for the lineups tonight and then making these subsequent moves. And other things that have happened since my videos were released is Vasalico. He's doubtful for this week, so that's very unfortunate as well. He came off of an injury in Atletico Madrid's 3-1 win against Real Betis, but I'm going to try to cover as much as possible and also go through the coverage and the build-up of these Champions League games tonight, as well as talking about my final team selection. I'm probably going to make some very late transfers, as I tend to do in UCL Fantasy. Remember, there's no price rises until after the deadline has passed, and I'll try to get through all your questions as always. Be sure to vote in the poll. It's kind of a rough one. That's basically where I'm at in terms of my transfers. Most of you right now are saying go for Mendy, a 4 million goalkeeper, and James, but it's very tight between that and going for Edison instead. And that's kind of maybe the more balanced one, having Edison, Onana and James. It's all very difficult though, and I just wish I had enough money to make the moves that I want. I like Edison, but the problem with going for him actually is that I would probably have triple City defence in the quarterfinals when I get Joao Cancelo back, unless I get rid of Laporte. But that's obviously something else to think about. And let's go through all these questions and comments. Rohit says, Dylan, bro, biggest questions about Mahrez, so please do share your thoughts. The rest I'll be burning one transfer. Well, Mahrez has been the most nailed player in the Champions League for City. The problem is he just played at the weekend, scored a brace, and he might be in the first team for the Premier League. And because City have already won 5-0, there is a chance that Mahrez is actually rested. So I wasn't too happy about that, to be fair. But if it wasn't for that, him starting and all of that good stuff, then I probably would have backed him to start here. And he still may do so. It's just I'm not as sure. And you could just use a transfer there and downgrade him. But then if you go from Mahrez to Foden, the same kind of problems could arise there. Welcome, Dino. Nabil says, thoughts on Ulrich out, Onana in, Cancelo out, Reece James in, and that will give me the funds for Jorginho. Yeah, I like that. The problem is, does Bernardo Silva or Gundogan start? I think Gundogan does. I'm not exactly sure about Bernardo. If you had to ask me, then yes. But the problem is, like, yeah, they're a good option this week. But then long term, would Gundogan be a starter? Probably not. So I'll probably avoid that transfer. Then again, you can come back and say, well, what about Jorginho? And yes, he may start in this one in Matchday 8 or may not, but he's nowhere near the first choice anymore. It's Kovacic and Kante at the moment. Jorginho's kind of rotating from time to time, which is a bit of a shame. Thoughts on Joao Felix has been really good form in La Liga. Yeah, he scored a brace against Betis and obviously scored a really good goal. He's got a lot of talent, that's undeniable, and at the moment he's benching Griezmann and Suarez, which is saying a lot. Yeah, he's someone worth looking at, but a bit similar to all these Madrid and PSG players, it's very difficult for me to really push or recommend them because their ties lie right in the balance, and also around Joao Felix's price you've got Haller and Vlahovic, who both are more likely to score, also have an easier game, and on top of that they're just more likely to go through and to score more goals. So yeah, I'd probably go for those instead, but he's someone to consider. Yeah, Neuer's back already. Yes, Neuer is back already. He's going to be back for Tuesday, so that is the kind of good thing about it. That's why I'm getting rid of Ulrich. Welcome, Thomas. I'm thinking of changing Mahrez to Sterling. Mahrez played against Man United. Yeah, that's true, but then long term, I think Mahrez does offer better value and he is more nailed, but I can see what you mean there. It's really difficult with City, and the reason why I went really big on them last week is because we had the lineups before the deadline. Unfortunately, we don't this time round. That would be great. Yeah, Cancelo, it's a shame. Yeah. With buying goalkeepers easy, just wait till the official lineups. Exactly. That's why I'm not making a transfer yet. I'm going to wait. Yeah, he's back in training. Welcome, Akraf. Welcome to Nuclear Atoms. Welcome, Streety. Welcome, Sankala. Thank you very much. Cancelo's out of the squad. Zinchenko in. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that I'm really, very close to. So instead of Reece James, I could go for Zinchenko, but I'd be 0.1 million off with those moves that I propose. Yeah, Mbappe is currently training at the Bernabeu, so I don't have to transfer him out. Yeah, that would have been a big blow, not only to your team, but also to PSG. Welcome, Mo. Thank you for tuning in. Is Cancelo a long-term injury? It's just an illness. He's just out for this match day. He'll probably be back by the next Premier League match. Hey then, how's it going, man? The haircut looks great. Thank you very much, mate. I got it like a week ago or something, but yeah, it's alright. I mean, I trust my barber, as J. Jonah Jameson says. Yeah, Cancelo's just still not injured. Exactly, Henrik. Mazzari's playing. I think recently he hasn't been in the team, and I've seen some people comment on the videos and posts saying that he's rumoured to move away from Ajax, and that's why he's been benched. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but I believe it's not an injury. Yeah, Cancelo's injured, Christian. Oh, sorry, did I just say injured? Sorry, that's me basically BSing. He's got an illness. He'll be fine by the Premier League, for the next Premier League match, but he's out for this one. Will Mahrez play? Honestly, I have no idea. I wish I could tell you for sure. I think Sterling, Jesus, and maybe Grealish will play. I'm not sure if Mahrez will. And obviously, if that's the front three, then yeah, Mahrez will not be playing. I'm just not sure. Ziyech or Havertz? I mean, right now, Havertz. He's playing as the striker. He's classed as a midfielder in UCL Fantasy, just like in FPL. I'd go for Havertz, but before Ziyech's injury, he was my preference. Thoughts on Grealish as a punt? Honestly, look, I'd love to recommend these sort of punts, and you can go for them because you've got 5 transfers in the quarterfinals, so you can make a lot of changes. But I just don't like Grealish long term, so I probably wouldn't go for him. Doesn't the same apply for triple Chelsea defence going into the quarterfinals if you go for Mendy? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. That's true. But the thing is with Reece James, I mean, I'm going to be getting Cancelo back in and it might be a like-for-like swap, but that's a good point. I mean, I'm not really a big advocate of triple-ups in defence right now, but that's a good point you make there. But whether it's City or Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea have been much better in the Champions League defensively this season, but I'm still not quite sure about tripling up on either team. And if I go for Mendy, it would be going for maybe another defender instead of Reece James, or conversely, I could go for Neuer instead of Mendy. But yeah, I try to make the polls as similar as possible. I think if I went for James and I went for Onana, I'd probably go for Neuer as well. But let's wait and see. A triple up isn't bad. If you back a team to get a clean sheet, then go for it. I'm just not so sure if right now is the right time to triple up on a team. Yeah, Bernardo Silva is a good option. He's not a great one. Most of his returns have come in his last 2 Champions League games, but he's decent, yeah. Sterling is playing. I think he will. He didn't play against Man United. He's got an awful record against them. I think he will, but I can't tell you that for sure. Who would be in the wildcard draft? Probably very similar to this team, if I'm being honest. So no Cancelo, it'd be Reece James. But I have to stress this, and I said this in my best limitless team: do not wildcard in the second leg, because what if you wildcard into a team right now? You have it for one match day, but then a lot of your players get eliminated. I just don't think it makes any sense. Yes, you're going to have 5 transfers next week, but I think the best time to do it is in the first leg of each stage. So the round of 16, obviously we had unlimited transfers anyway. So you're looking at the quarterfinals, match day 9, or the semi-finals, match day 11, but not the second leg for me. I think it just doesn't make too much sense, in my opinion. What about Mazzari? Yeah, I already asked this. I was asked this earlier, and it's just the same thing. It looks like he's just kind of fallen out of favour. I think he's available, but I'm not sure if he's going to start. Should I keep Reece James and Rudiger? Yeah, if you have them, I'd keep them. Good luck to you as well, Callum. Well, yes, it looks like Cancelo won't play. He's ill. That's what Guardiola said in the press conference. Check out City Extra. I'll actually try to put the link in the description or in the chat anyway, and you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, we've got over 200 people watching. Let's get to 100 likes. We can definitely do that. It'd be much appreciated. And let me try find that link for you in terms of the Champions League and obviously Cancelo. That's very interesting. It's kind of the big news here today. So let me go to this. Yeah, 1 second. I'll try to get this link up for you and then you can see for yourself. But yeah, I think he's not going to be playing. So let's go to City Extra. Yeah, I think I've got the link right here. All right, yeah, I got it here. So check it out. I'm putting it in the chat right now. And there you go. Let's see. Will you play Danjuma? It's literally just a case of the players on my bench they're going to come on afterwards. It doesn't really matter. It's not like FPL, so it's not me benching Danjuma or Vlahovic. That wouldn't make any sense. Same with Rudiger. KDB to Coman. That's not a bad move. I'm still not sure about Coman long term, but I like Coman for this week potentially. Who's the best replacement for Cancelo? I have James and Trent. Great question. I'd say maybe another City defender like Laporte, or you could even go Zinchenko for a 1 week punt, but I'd rather go for someone more long term, and I'd probably go for someone like Laporte. There's also Rudiger. You can double up on Chelsea defence that way rather than going for Mendy as well. Who should I replace Mazzari with? That's a good question. I looked at a lot of the defenders around 5 million and all this, and I'm not a big fan. There was Visalico, who I liked, but there's still some cons against him. And then to add on top of all that, looks like he's going to be very doubtful for match day 8. So around 5 million is difficult. I have to think about it, but there's not many that I'd like. You mainly want to be going upwards in price. So if you can afford it, then I'd go for a Chelsea defender. I'd go for maybe even Nicolas Sula and all these players, Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I'm not sure if you have enough money for that. Yeah, Cancelo replacements. I think James is a really good one. Trent is another one. Robertson. And I'd probably say Laporte. They're some of the best ones. Marquinhos is also good, but I'm not sure if PSG will advance. Yeah, thank you, Ask Dravidan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rodrev. Yeah, Mazzari's injured. Yeah, let me check that. Yeah, I saw some people and I saw some things online where Mazzari apparently has fallen out of favour, which seemed very strange to me because that never was a thing before. So yeah, I'm going to try check and give you concrete evidence. So let me go. One thing I would recommend to all of you is checking transfermarket.com. So they have literally all the lists of each club and all their injury statuses. So Ajax injuries. Let's go into this. I want to see if Mazzari indeed has an injury. I believe you're right there, but just to make sure. Let's see. Yeah, Mazzari's got a knock, it says, since the 2nd of March. And it's an unknown expected return date. So yeah, he's missed 2 matches. So it might just be the knock. Either way, I'd get rid of him, probably. And you can cover Ajax defensively with Anana. He'd be good. Let's see, what else do we have? I have to replace both Cancelo and Bonucci. Who do you recommend? The same defenders I just mentioned. So Chelsea, look at Rudiger, Christensen, Reece James. City, Laporte, for example. I think they would be fine. If Mbappe's out, is it Benzema or Vlahovic? I'd say Vlahovic just because he's more likely to go through. He's got a better fixture on paper as well. Yeah, so pretty much all these questions about Cancelo replacements, all the defenders you see on screen and the others I mentioned like Marquinhos, Reece James, etc. And now, actually, I'll show you what my transfer plans are like, and that's what the poll is about. So at the moment, what I'm thinking about is going for Ederson in goal. My preference would be Mendy or Manuel Neuer, who is back today, and we'll find out in an hour or so. But yeah, I would go for Ederson. It would allow me to have enough money to go for Reece James because I look at the defenders around 5.4 million and under, and I'm just not a big fan of them. And one of the defenders I was looking at, Visalico, is doubtful. He came off injured against Betis, so that's a bit of a problem. And it allows me to basically fix my 2 goalkeepers. I get Onana as well, and if he goes through to the next round, he's a really good second goalkeeper to have, especially with Pasveer out injured for 8 weeks. So I've been a bit unlucky with the 2 goalkeepers, I believe, because Ulrich was supposed to be in here until probably the quarterfinals or semi-finals. Neuer was supposed to be out for basically 2 months, and he's come back ahead of schedule. And as for Pasveer, he's been injured. You know, how often does a goalkeeper get injured, especially in the long term? So yeah, either way, the goalkeepers weren't great in the first place. And Mendy was the one I wanted originally, but I wanted enough funds to get Mahrez in, but you can't have everyone, unfortunately. Yeah, in terms of will Mbappe start or not, I think he will. I can't tell you that for sure, though. Best 7.9 million midfielder. That's a great question. Let's have a look at the midfielders right now, but that is a bit of a difficult one. And it's another question, once again, of the City midfielders. Who do you think starts or not? And also, I'm not a big fan of most of these midfielders. I like Danjuma, but would I recommend bringing him in now? No, probably not. Jorginho's in and out of the team now. I'd say Bernardo Silva, but I'm not sure if he's going to start. I'm looking down the list as well, trying to pick out another name for you. It just doesn't look too good. Let's see. Yeah, still going down, trying to find someone. If you have any suggestions, by the way, leave them down in the chat. But yeah, this is a kind of a price point I'm not a big fan of. I like Gundogan for this week. I back him to start, but I'm not sure if that will be the case longer term. And then looking at the rest, yeah, it's kind of the same old. I'm obviously just trying to give you the best suggestions possible. I don't want to just say a name for the sake of it. Mason Mount might not be too bad, but as you can see, he's been quite awful in the Champions League this season so far. But yeah, I'd probably go for a City midfielder, but you're running the risk of a potential benching there. Yeah, I wouldn't really go for anyone else. But yeah, there you go. Vlahovic or Mbappe? I'd say Vlahovic just because of the doubt surrounding Mbappe, and also I would back Juventus to go through, although both, you know, ties lie in the balance. That's what I would say. Yeah, once again, any of these questions about Mbappe, I've already answered it, and Cancelo replacement, so I try to obviously answer new questions as well. Hi Dylan, should I transfer Alonso out? I probably would anyway, because even if he's fit, he's got Malang Sarr on the left wing-back spot to contend with. So yeah, with Marcos Alonso, I'm not a big fan, and I would get rid of him. And he's ill, might be back available for this one, but I'd still sell him if you can. Mahrez is out. No, he's not out. It's Cancelo who's out. Mahrez isn't, but he might not play. Now I've got 4 injured players. Pasve, Cancelo, Mazzari, Moreno. That is very unlucky. Yeah, Cancelo's just an illness, but obviously unavailable nonetheless. And he's someone you would have wanted to keep until, he gets eliminated. So it's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I still think you're not too bad. You can make free transfers. And yeah, you might be down by 1 player, but it's not the end of the world. I've got Pasve, Ulrich, Mazzari, Cancelo. Who should I prioritise? Wait for the lineups today just to confirm if Ulrich is starting or not. He probably won't. It'll be Neuer. And in that case, you could sell him. But I would prioritise Cancelo first because he's so expensive and you can always bring him back next week. I'd say Cancelo, Mazzari and one of your goalkeepers, not both of your goalkeepers in that instance. Yeah, is Mazzari out? He's not confirmed to be out, but he's got a knock. So obviously I correct what I said earlier. He's got a knock. I made a best limitless team, so check it out. Not much would have changed from that video except for Cancelo possibly, and even then I talked about replacements such as Marquinhos to go for. So check out that video rather than me just making the team again. It'll be the same thing. Best 8.2 million midfielder. Okay, we'll go back up a little bit more, but I think Foden would be my top pick. The problem is I'm not sure if he starts in Matchday 8. That's the big issue. Is Mbappe playing? Yes, I believe so. Obviously, I know some people are going to be kind of tuning in later on and stuff and asking some questions, but I'll try not to repeat myself too much in this one. But yeah, this is kind of my thoughts at the moment, and I'm not sure if Mahrez starts, but with Cancelo confirmed to be out, I might just make my 2 goalkeeper transfers and get rid of Cancelo for Reece James and then bring Cancelo back in because for me, he is the best defender in UCL Fantasy this season. Mazzari is available. It's not confirmed. He's got a knock. He might be in the team or in the squad, but I'm not sure if he starts. Neuer or Edison? I actually prefer Neuer just because he makes more saves. And in terms of clean sheets, I mean, Bayern have actually been better than City this season in the Champions League, but I'd probably say Neuer if you can afford it. Will Christensen play? I believe so. Vlahovic or Benzema? I prefer Vlahovic. Kimmich, worth a -4 for Mazzari, or keep Mazzari and maybe play. He's not definitely out, mate, Cena, but I think it's worth a hit maybe to go from him to Kimmich or another defender that I've talked about, like a Chelsea one. Reece James could actually be really good for you. Can transfers be made after this week's UCL games? You can make transfers every single week. You can't hold them. So I talked about this in my videos. You got free transfers right now heading into the second leg of the round of 16. But let's say, for example, you make 2 transfers and you save 1. Now, you would have 5 transfers heading into the quarterfinal first leg. That doesn't mean you'll have 1 added on and you have 6. No transfers carry over in the knockout stages of UCL Fantasy, only the group stages, and we have 5 transfers heading into the round after this one. Hopefully you got that. And if you want a kind of breakdown of all the transfers, all the rules, then check out my How to Play UCL Fantasy video I made back in August or September. Will Laporte start? I mean, City don't really have anyone else. It's basically Laporte, Fernandinho and Stones. I think Laporte will start. They don't have another left-footed centre-back right now available with Ake out, and also the big kind of kingpin Ruben Dias is out as well. So I would expect Laporte to start. Mbappe travelled to Madrid. Yeah, I think Mbappe will be available. That's why I've been saying all the time. Knock, knock, who's there? Mazzari. That's a good one. Foden for a -4 and Danjuma. I prefer Foden long term. I just think City will go further in the competition. I like Foden. Last season he was exceptional in the Champions League. He was, I think, the top scoring midfielder. I'm just not sure if he starts this week. That's the problem. City are 5-0 up though, so not sure on Bernardo Silva. I agree. I think with the defenders I'm more convinced because Cancelo's ill, Walker's out through suspension, Zinchenko will probably play then maybe kind of a youth player at right back. Or what I think could happen, it could be Laporte and Fernandinho as the centre backs with Stones as the right back. That's what I'm thinking will happen. If not, it will be a youth player playing at right back. Let me know what you think in the live chat as well. But that's kind of my 2 cents on it, if you could say. Vlahovic and Mahrez or Mbappe, Jorginho? I'd go for Vlahovic and Mahrez, Streety, but kind of again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I'm not sure if Mahrez starts, and it's kind of a recurring theme with these City players. Best midfielder? Great question. I think Salah is up there, always. Leroy Sané was the best in the group stages, has kind of dipped in recent weeks and months in the Bundesliga and Champions League, but I'd say Salah and Mahrez. The problem is, I don't know if Mahrez starts, so I'd say Salah. Mahrez might still play. Yes, he might still play, and I talked about this. He's been the most nailed midfielder in UCL Fantasy this season. It's just he scored twice, but he played most importantly at the weekend against United, and that's why he might start in the Premier League at the expense of this game, which they've already pretty much advanced. It's almost guaranteed, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mahrez is benched. I mean, I think he forms part of City's best team as well right now. Cancelo to Laporte, good? Yes, I think it's a good move, mate. Best 2 defenders have Trent, Laporte, Silva. I'd say Reece James, and it also depends on your goalkeepers, Addy, but I'd say Reece James is up there. Good question. Laporte, I mean, Cancelo obviously is one of the best. He's out. I'd say Reece James. And another one to mention, I'm not sure about going for Sula, but he's still good. You know, just one blank doesn't mean he's suddenly bad. He's still a good option. Is any player worth a -4 for Cancelo? And if yes, which? Reece James, Laporte, I think they're worth it. But you're mainly looking at the ones with a lot of ball recoveries and explosive potential up front. So Reece James kind of fits the bill. Will Azpilicueta start? He's still got an issue, I believe. Let me double check this and see the updates on him. But I'm pretty sure that he's still injured. So Chelsea will check and see if there's any updates on him. But yeah, I wouldn't be too confident about it. So yeah, Ben Chilwell's the only injury. Yeah, it looks like Azpilicueta is now available again. Yeah, that's another thing. And with Chelsea having another Premier League game soon, you never know. It could be Reece James missing out, and maybe he's not worth getting in. So there's a lot to think about. What do you think of selling Danjuma for Coman for a hit? I'm leaning towards it. I probably wouldn't. I can see why you're doing it, but if you look at Coman's returns all season, they're kind of 6-7 points, so you don't really gain too much, especially if Danjuma does something. Might just go for Kanté or Alvarez and save some cash. Fair enough. I think Alvarez makes sense and he's a bench fodder option, but you want the rest of your squad to be really good, in my opinion. Sane to Foden or Mbappe to Vlahovic? I'm not sure if Foden starts, so I would do Mbappe to Vlahovic if you need to, but yeah. Cole Palmer might get a start in midfield. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I mean, yeah, that's a good shout, actually. Palmer injured. Yeah, let me check the City ones. There's so much to cover here, so bear with me for a second. So let's go to Man City injuries as well. Just to confirm, I don't want to give wrong information out on this stream. And yeah, as I always say, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for new, all that good stuff, as the Riddler says. Yeah, Benjamin Mendy is apparently the only injury or suspension that City have. But this can't be right, because City, they've got Cancelo unavailable due to illness. This can't be right. I think this is wrong. Yeah, this must be wrong. Pep Guardiola was talking about having only 14 players available. Also, Diaz is out 4 to 6 weeks. What is wrong with transfer market right now? That is a bit weird. So yeah, Cole Palmer might be injured still. I'll try double check and corroborate your information, but yeah, that's a bit concerning. Let's see, what else do we have? Luis Diaz thoughts. I'd rather go for another striker, but he's still good. No problem, Wei saying. So now I'd like to ask what happened to Cancelo. He's just got an illness, so he's missing matchday 8. He should be fine after. Okafor replacement for 7 million. I'd still say Danjuma, but the problem is he's probably a 1 matchday punt and then you get rid of him. But Danjuma's my favourite midfielder around that price. Is Sterling the best Man City? Yeah, I'd say so. Let me just get your question up again just so I can, for some reason, it scrolled back down. But yeah, option. I think for this matchday, possibly, yeah. I think he's going to start. Mbappe replacement, I'd say Vlahovic. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of Mbappe because it looks like he's training, he's available for the second leg. But if you want to get rid of him, then I would say Vlahovic is one. Haller, Lewandowski, these sorts of players. There's not too many right now that are standing out. But yeah, I'd say those three are three of my favourites. Is Christensen nailed? Not completely, but I think he will start. Cancelo to Robert, worth a -4? Yes, it is. But obviously you are mainly relying on the clean sheet there. And Robertson, in terms of ball recovery, is not that great compared to Trent. Mazzari injured. Yes, he's got a knock. I'm not sure if he's available for matchday 8. Which Man City midfielder should I get just for this week? I mean, the most confident in starting would be Gundogan, Nuclear Atoms, but I'm not sure if he's worth it. Chalobah worth a punt? Possibly. I'm just not sure if he starts, and it's once again a recurring theme. I think it will be Rudiger, Christensen and Thiago Silva. And depending on who's available or not for Chelsea, it could be Reece James. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Alonso's going to be available. It could be Malang Sarr. But yeah, I'm not sure if he will start Chalobah. Replacement for Jorginho or keep him? I think Danjuma. But if you're looking long term, you have to say Bernardo Silva. Beyond this match day, Bernardo Silva is one of the better ones. Good 8 million forward. I mean, Anthony's just over that kind of price threshold that you've mentioned. So 8 million, you're kind of limited, to be fair. So let me just get this up for you. We can look at the best 8 million forwards together. Yeah, not a big fan of most of these. Adeyemi looked good in the group stages, not so much now. Yeah, I'd probably say Diaz, Jota and Anthony, but they're a bit over 8 million, unfortunately. So yeah, I'd stick to those three. Haller or Vlahovic? I'd still say Haller, but Vlahovic is good. Should I sell Mbappe to Vlahovic? No, I wouldn't do that. Taking it in UCL Fantasy in a situation like this may not be as bad as taking them in FPL. Even if a player you bring in blanks, it's more likely that he'll be at least make up for the 4 points. Yeah, true. You could look at it that way, but then the other side of the spectrum is you've got only 13 match days in UCL Fantasy. Hits are way less frequent than it would be in FPL. So it goes both ways, but I see your point. Who to bring in, Benzema or Ronaldo? Probably neither. And the way Ronaldo's playing, and also the fact that he was left out and is still kind of left unclear whether it was a hip injury or tactical reasons, I'd probably say Benzema, but I'm not a big fan right now of either. Thiago Silva was a better punt compared to Chalobah? Yeah, I believe so. And it's not even just a punt, it's a good long-term option. Reece won't start in UCL. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, Aspie's back, will get minutes in Premier League and start in UCL. It's possible. In terms of Cancelo's out, I just literally put a link up. Let me put it up again. So check this link that I put in the chat right now. Cancelo is out due to illness. That's basically it. Pep Guardiola said it himself. Alonso is fit. Will he play? I'm not sure if he is. I think he might be. The illness obviously was over the weekend, but I'm still not a big fan of him long term. Anthony or Vlahovic? I'd say Vlahovic, but I like both. Replacement for Jorginho have 9.8 million. I'd say Mahrez and Sane long term. I'm just not sure if Mahrez starts. Is Mbappe confirmed out? No, he isn't confirmed out. If anything, he could play. Any thoughts about Asensio? Not much. He's been in good form, but I wouldn't bring him in right now. Silva or Foden? Long term, I prefer Foden, but I'm more confident of Silva starting this week. Sula and James or Rudiger and James? I would go for Rudiger and James. Yeah, once again, Cancelo to Robert is worth a -4. Do you think Foden will play? I'm not sure he will, so it will be a no. Thoughts on Vinicius Jr. if they go through? Yeah, he'd be one of the best options, around 8 million for sure, definitely. Zinchenko thoughts? Yep. A really good kind of 1 week replacement for Cancelo. He won't offer the same value or explosiveness, but that's good, yeah. Is Virgil van Dijk worth a -4 or keep Cancelo? Normally I'd say yes, but this season I haven't really seen the ball recoveries in UCL Fantasy from Van Dijk. I'd probably say no. Is Joao Felix a good option instead of Mahrez? Yeah, that's a good shout actually. He's in really good form right now, Joao Felix. Let me just double check this though. Joao Felix, he is a forward, that's the problem, yeah. So just as I suspected, he is a forward. Mahrez is a midfielder. You'd have to make 2 transfers for that, so it's not really a like-for-like replacement. Best City midfielder. Long term, I'd say Mahrez. For this match day, based on who I think is going to start, that's a bit more difficult. And Gundogan's the one I'm quite sure about that is going to start. I'd say Sterling this week, Mahrez long term. KDB and Danjuma to Kanate, Coman and Sterling. Yeah, that's a good set of transfers. I'm not exactly sure about Kanate. And Sterling long term, not really sure, but I like him for this week. Pasveer, Cancelo, Mazzari out for Onana, James and Laporte, Zinchenko. I like those transfers. And despite the fact that I want James, I'm not sure if he starts for sure. Especially with Azpilicueta back. Cancelo to James, Mazzari to Laporte and Ulrich to Onana. Look good, yeah, looks good. Silva or Gundogan. Silva long term, so I'd go for him. I'd take a hit and replace Anthony with Vlahovic or Jota. I don't really see the need to get rid of Anthony for a hit, mate. It's up to you, but I probably wouldn't do that. Silva will start. I believe so, but I might be wrong. Mbappe or Lewandowski captain. Remember, you can captain players on different days, Henry. So just to make this clear, let me go here to the fixture section. PSG play tomorrow on the Wednesday. Bayern play today. So captain Lewandowski today. If he doesn't do that well, you can switch to captaincy during this substitution window that you can see on screen. So yeah, I don't think it really requires any time or energy to ask, if whether we should go for this player or the other for captaincy. You have different options on different days. So just remember, you can't switch it to someone who's already played. It has to be someone who is yet to play. So just bear that in mind. It's very simple. Yeah, Felix is a mid, exactly. What else is there? Salah or Sterling? Salah long term, so it has to be Salah. For this week, though, I would be tempted to say Sterling, but long story short, Salah. Need 1 mid and 1 defender with 11.7 million in the bank. Okay, I'll try to do this. Yeah, you're kind of limited because you're looking at 7 or 8 million midfielders and probably a 4 or 5 million defender. So it's not ideal. I'd say if you're looking long term, if that's what you're really aiming for, then Oh, okay, yeah. Joao Felix is a mid. Yeah, sorry, I got that completely wrong. My bad. I'm blind, by the way. It literally said mid right in front of me. Let me just go through this. So 7.5 million. Let me see this. So I'd probably say Bernardo Silva long term, and then you got 11.7 million. Oh, damn, that is, you're very limited there because you're talking about a 4.2 million defender. That is really bad. You could maybe spread out a little bit more and go for a cheaper midfielder instead. I'll try to find someone, but I'm not really too sure. 4.2 million. You've barely got anyone. Maybe Richards. He's been playing for Bayern Munich from time to time as the left back. Omar Richards could be one. So yeah, I'd say Richards and Bernardo Silva is a possibility. I'm not too sure about that though. And yeah, by the way, in terms of Felix as a replacement for Mahrez, I correct myself. My apologies for that. I would probably say, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. But long term, I prefer Mahrez. Sorry, just joined. Why Ulrich out? Neuer is expected to be available today. So we're going to see in the lineup in 20-30 minutes. But yeah, Neuer should be back in the lineup and Ulrich is no longer an option. Reece James or Rudiger now? I'd say Reece James. But if you just want someone nailed, Rudiger's the simpler one, to be fair. Felix in for Danjuma? Yes, that's a good move, yep. Kante's a steal at 5.5 million. I mean, he's a good one with ball recoveries. Not the greatest option, but yeah, he's decent. Grealish, I don't think he's worth it long term. Sane or Salah as captain. Once again, different days you can captain. So with today, it's between Sane and Salah. I'd probably just go for Salah. I'd always try to target the talisman of a team. Sane hasn't shown the form recently to really go for him. You could say the same about Salah. He's only got one open play goal, I think, in the league in 2022. I'd still go for Salah. Lewandowski for CR7 or wait and get Mbappe if PSG go through. I'd get Lewandowski for CR7 right now, mate. No, Imran. Cancelo's out due to illness. Laporte or Zinchenko? Laporte. Is Mahrez out for this week? He's not out. He's not out. It's just he might not start. That's what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. Is it worth it? Upamecano, Pasveer and Grimaldo to Laporte, Reece James and Onana? Yes, it is. Just bear in mind Reece James might not start. No problem, Kusta. Thank you very much for always tuning in. Is Ederson a risk? I don't think he's a risk. You never know. You might be onto something there, but the way I see it, Ederson starts every single game in the Champions League and Premier League. Fabinho for Jorginho, that's not a bad shout. Also gives you a bit more money, but there's always Kante and a few other players that get ball recoveries. Joao for Mahrez as Limitless team is good. Yep. For Limitless, I'm not sure if I would go for Felix, but I like Felix. Yep. Good option. Thoughts on Griezmann? With Correa injured and Suarez out of favour, he even played good versus Betis. Yeah, but would I bring him in ahead of a game against United? I mean, yeah, United are looking poor at the moment, but they could still go through. And Atletico are out. And you might have better options elsewhere. Foden and Mbappe and to Sterling and Vlahovic for a -4. I like the moves for this week. It's just long term, I'm not sure about Sterling, but for this week, yes. Thank you, Rania, for becoming a member for 5 months. Much appreciated. I've got Pasveer, Ulrich, Mazzari, Azpilicueta, Okafor, Mbappe and Cancelo. How many of these would you transfer out? Mbappe I'd keep. I think he's going to start. Azpilicueta could actually start as well. He's back available. Ulrich will probably be out. Pasveer's definitely out. So what I would do for you, Aranya, get rid of Pasveer, get rid of Cancelo for this week, and probably Mazzari. So make those 3 transfers. And if you want to take a hit, then you could also get rid of your other goalkeeper. But what would have more upside is getting rid of Okafor, especially if you have quite a bit left in the bank to maybe go to an 8 million midfielder who can get you plenty of points. So hopefully you got that. Your screen is not clear. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is, but obviously let me know. Let's see. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the other screen anyway. This is just my transfer screen. I'll end the poll very soon, actually. So how many people voted? Yeah, almost 400 people. And 43% say go for Mendy, 4 million keeper, and Reece James. But yeah, there's a lot to think about this week. Reece James might not even start, to be fair. But very close between that and Ederson, Onana, and James. That's quite interesting. I like Mendy more than Ederson long term. I will admit that, though. So yeah, that's a bit of an interesting one. But yeah, let's go back now to my team, my normal team, without transfers, without any of that good stuff. So let me just see how that looks. Yeah, 1 second. All right, yeah, we'll go back to the other screen here. So this is my team right now. Remember, in terms of the captaincy, different days you can captain a different player. Right now I'm looking to captain Lewandowski for today. Tomorrow it will be someone else, probably depending on the City lineup, maybe Mahrez. Then next week, I'm looking at possibly Haller and then Vlahovic. That's kind of my captaincy plans with the team I have at my disposal right now. But yeah, I'm looking to make a few transfers. You've got free transfers right now. Remember, you can't carry any over, so do not save any. If you can use them, then just definitely do it. You don't have to force it, but yeah, they're going to be kind of eaten up basically. So when the poll there, thank you for everyone for voting and all that good stuff. If you haven't already, as I said before, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. It's much appreciated. And check out the FPL team selection video, which I uploaded around 4 p.m. UK time today. There's going to be more, such as the transfer tips video and much other stuff. Maybe a best wildcard team if you guys want to see that. And for UCL Fantasy, there'll be plenty more content, including team selections, best limitless team, wildcard team, and deadline streams. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. Mahrez or Bernardo? Long-term Mahrez, so I had to go for him still. I'm not sure if he starts though. Is Ulrich playing? Probably not, but we'll see in the lineup very soon. There's no point really speculating right now. I think he won't though. News on Mbappe, he's been training and he probably will start in my opinion, but that's just my assumption. Should I sell Messi for Vlahovic or even Mbappe? Yes, I probably would. I'd probably go to Vlahovic. Kante or Jorginho? Because Jorginho's out of favour right now, I'd go for Kante. Chances of Foden to play or Grealish? I think there's a good chance Grealish plays. I'm not sure about Foden this week. Mahrez or Bernardo? I already answered that question, mate. Messi for Mbappe, good? Yes, I would get rid of Messi for Mbappe, if not Vlahovic. Why would you sell Cancelo? Why would I sell him? Because he's very expensive and I'm down to basically 14 players. 13 if you count, for example, Alvarez, who's pure bench fodder. So yeah, maybe James will not play, but I could always go for someone else. It's not just, Reece James that's a replacement. Neymar or Mbappe? Mbappe, easily. What team do you support? I support Arsenal. Should I put Havertz instead of either Sane or Mahrez? And if I go for it, which is better? I probably wouldn't because long term I prefer Sane and Mahrez, but if you were to go for it, which one would you get rid of? Probably Sane based on current form. Mazzari, Danjuma, Mahrez, which two would you transfer out? Mazzari and probably Danjuma because I like Mahrez long term. Anthony sideways move to Haller or keep? If you have enough money and it's a free transfer, then yeah, I would do it, Weiseng. But otherwise, if it's for a hit, then no. Lineups are released. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you very much for letting me know. I'll try and get it up on screen as well for everyone to see. So let's see if SofaScore has it. If not, I'll go to Twitter and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's see this. The lineups should be out here. Let's see, is this confirmed? Wait, is that confirmed? No, it's possible lineups, and they have Ulrich starting. That's probably not right. Yeah, let me get Twitter up then, since SofaScore isn't updated. But I'll have SofaScore ready, just in case. I have SofaScore ready. So let's go back to this, and we'll do this instead. Okay, so we've got the lineups there ready for Bayern Munich and Liverpool, but this is not the update. Well, yeah, this is not the proper lineup just yet. So just have it ready there. Let's go for Bayern Munich. All right, so let's see what the lineup is. Google probably don't have it yet. Yeah, they don't. Great. Yeah, we'll just go to this for now. Let me just go to Twitter. Let's see what Bayern have said. If not, there's always the UEFA site. They always have it quite early on. So Bayern Munich. Yeah, no, they don't have it yet. I'm going to check the Champions League website. Just make it much quicker. So yeah, this should be much better. Yeah, I think I had this up already. So here we go. Let's refresh the page and let's see if the lineup is out here. Still haven't seen it. Maybe I'm getting trolled, by the way, but whatever. It is what it is. By the way, I would recommend for any of you who haven't done this already. So I always kind of point towards the fixtures section. You will see this thing here that says follow build up. Click on it and you'll get very detailed, information on both clubs that are involved. It typically is for the teams that are playing on the same day. But yeah, I'd go for this, and it's very, very helpful, and it tells you everything you need to know about both of the clubs. But yeah, still waiting for the lineups. I probably have missed something there, but it doesn't matter. I'm now going to go back to my team, and we'll just wait for the lineups. No rush anyway. The big question though is, will Ulrich play or not? Probably not. News on Mazzari, is he out? He missed the last two games due to injury. It was a knock. He might be back, but not sure. Yeah, Liverpool Inter confirmed lineups. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm going to check that now. Let's see. Okay, still, yeah, SofaScore haven't got it yet. That's great. Let's see. What about now? Do they have it now? No, they don't. Yeah, that's great. All right. All right, let's check Liverpool. probably not too many surprises. Yeah, so Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho, Jones, Mane, Jota, Salah. Yeah, no surprises there. Pretty much Jota or Diaz. That's the kind of big question. The rest, as you would expect. So, yeah, there you go. I'll put it on screen for you lot as well, just so you can see. And, yeah, we'll go for Inter's lineup as well, but it's not really as important. I don't think many of us have Inter Milan players. But, yeah, there you go. That's the lineup. And let's go through your questions again. Let me go to this full screen. All right, so yeah, Twitter's Liverpool. Okay, Aspilicueta play or not? There's a possibility he does. To be fair, I think so. Yeah. Damn it, got excited, but I'm on the wrong stream. Until next time. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for tuning in. Liverpool versus Inter's lineup is out on the UCL website. Yeah, the UCL website tends to be the best for the lineups. Bernardo or Gundogan this week only. Because I backed Gundogan to start, I would probably go for him. Which team do you think will be an upset for the season? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I have to think about that. Yeah, I would probably go for Ajax. Could be up there, but that's if they actually go through. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, Liverpool lineup is out. Yeah, I've got it on screen. Would you sell Mahrez for Koeman to refund Salah? To get Salah back in, then yes, I would. Should I sell Foden for Mahrez or Silva? Probably not, because I'm not sure if any of those three start. So you could sell Foden, but he ends up starting, and then those that you bring in don't start, or vice versa. You just never know. But Mahrez is my preference long term, basically. Captain Lewandowski, Salah or Trent? I'm going to go for Lewandowski for myself. Thiago in for Jorginho? Not a bad shout. Jota or Vlahovic? Vlahovic. Anthony for Vlahovic? Like confused what to do. I don't think you need to make that transfer, but I prefer Vlahovic. I probably would do it. Will Sane start? We're going to get the lineup soon, but I believe so. Will Aspie start? Yeah, you already asked this, and I said that there's a possibility he does, and that's why I'm not fully committed to getting Reece James. Thoughts on Musiala? I think he's coming back from injury, which is a shame because he showed some very good form at the beginning of the season. Yeah, he's someone to keep an eye on. I think Bayern could be eliminated. Yeah, they could be. Vlahovic or Mbappe, based on the kind of doubts surrounding Mbappe, I believe he will start, by the way, but I'll probably go for Vlahovic. Can you build a limitless team with the recent news? It's basically the same exact thing, but instead of Cancelo, I would go for Marquinhos or maybe another defender like Reece James or any of those that you expect to start for the Chelsea team. Is Thiago Silva good? Yes, he is. Ball recoveries is a big part of that. Robertson, James or Laporte? Long term, probably Laporte, I'd say. If not Reece James, I'd say, yeah. Instead of Robertson, I'd rather go for Trent. Anthony for Vlahovic. Yeah, I already answered that, mate. Mate, we are playing FPL. You know that James will probably play against Norwich. So Aspie playing. Yeah, it's a possibility. Mazzari to who? I'm thinking Rudiger. So I have Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Mendy. Yeah, I mean, it might not be ideal to have a triple up in Chelsea defence, but if you back them to keep a clean sheet, then why not? I think it's fine. Yeah. Replacement for Vinicius Jr. I'd say Anthony is a good one. If not, around 8 million. I mean, it's quite tough around 8 million. You're kind of looking above, so maybe Vlahovic if you can afford him. Replacement for... Yeah, already answered that. Is Cancelo out? Confirmed. Well, if you check the press conference from Guardiola, it looks like he's going to be missing out. He's ill. So, Foden or Silva? Long term, I prefer Foden, yeah. Ten Hag said Mazzari will be back by the UCL game. Yeah, that's fine then. 7.6 million midfield instead of Danjuma, Bernardo Silva. Should I do Mbappe to Jota for budget? No, I probably wouldn't, no. I like Mbappe longer term if he stays in the competition. Welcome, Sidindra. I'm doing well. What about you? Replacement for Lionel Messi, not Pessi. I don't know who that is. I'd say Mbappe. Yeah, Mbappe, Vlahovic, Haller, etc. Stones or Laporte? Laporte long term. Passphere 4.5. Wait, what? Szczesny or Onana? I'd say Onana. Any good 5.6 million goalkeepers except Onana? Not really. Unless I'm forgetting somebody. I don't think so. Sell Mbappe or keep? I'd keep him. Is it wise to have Mendy, Rudiger, James? I'd rather have a double up, but it's fine. It's fine. Best strategy to use wildcard and limitless? Still got both. I'd say wildcard in matchday 9 or 11 and the limitless maybe now because it's going to be even tougher. The games are going to be tighter for the most part when you get more into the competition. Should we remove Sane? I don't really think so. Bruno replacement? Well, if it wasn't for the doubt surrounding Mahrez, I would say him, Sane, Koeman. There's quite a lot of options there. Which keeper to play for Ajax now? Or Nana will play. Should I use Limitless now or save it for later? I'd probably use it now, but you don't have to. In terms of the wildcard, I would use it in matchday 9 or 11, depending on your team situation. Mid and defender for 10.9 million. I mean, you've basically got nothing there. It's very difficult. You're basically getting 2 budget players. It's very tough. Very tough there. Trent and Van Dijk in defence. I'd just get I'd just get Trent, not Van Dijk. No. Grealish, Silva, or Gundogan. Long-term Silva, so I'd go for him. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. From Syria. Well, thank you very much. Big up Syria. Thank you very much. Kung Fu Gaming. Would you remove? Should you remove Mbappe and Foden to get Salah and Vlahovic? That's tough. I really like Mbappe, but yeah, I think Salah and Vlahovic is a better duo. Dylan Jota or Anthony? I'd probably say that is tough. I'd say Anthony because Jota can be benched for Diaz, and also Salah is enough cover there. Is Christensen done at Chelsea? I don't think he's necessarily done, but he's not my first choice defender anymore from Chelsea. Best midfielder in 6 to 7.5 million range. I'd say Bernardo Silva. Okay, I'm going to go through the other lineups now. We should get them any time. It would be great if we did. But yeah, they typically are released around 6:45, so an hour and 15 minutes before the deadline. So let's check Bayern Munich. Is that confirmed? No, it's still possible lineups. I might just check the Champions League website. So let's see if Bayern have it here. No, it's not there. So let me just check the Liverpool one then. We're going to go to Liverpool Inter Milan, and then after this we can just focus on making the transfers and finalising everything. So latest news, yeah, okay, that'd be nice. Oh, come on, I don't want to get copyrighted. Alright, so where is this crap? Really? Okay, yeah, I definitely didn't want to click on the video, can't lie. Okay, yeah, I'm acting like a bot right here. So let's go to the Champions League website and let's go to view team. 1 injured, yeah, that's great. We'll just go here and get the Liverpool Inter lineup. So yeah, as you can see on the right hand side of your screen, there you go. Let me see if you can see it. Yep, just about you can see it. Let me just, that should be fine. All right, so yeah, as you can see, just to recap, Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Jones, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Jota and Mane. And for Inter, Handanovic, De Vrij, Bastoni, Skriniar, Vidal, Brozovic, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Perisic, Dumfries, Martinez and Alexis Sanchez. So yeah, that looks pretty decent. And I don't think many people have Inter Milan players, but pretty much the players you expect to start for Liverpool are Trent and Salah. So there we go. I'm seeing some people talking about getting Jota. Fair enough. I'm still not kind of sold on him in Champions League Fantasy this season. All right, so now let's go to my team again. And back to my team, and we'll try to go through your questions as well. Should I risk it with Sane as captain? I mean, you can do that because if it doesn't work, you've got 3 more opportunities to get it right. So yeah, you can risk it. I'd still go for Lewandowski personally. Hey, Dylan, just joined. What happened to Cancelo? He's got an illness, so he's out for matchday 8. He should be back afterwards. Perfect replacement for Cancelo. I'd say Trent or Laporte because they're long-term options. They should do well this week and they should start. Yeah, no, I already expected Neuer to start. Replacement for Jorginho. I mean, around the same price. You could go for Kante. You could go for maybe Fabinho, Rodri. But they're not really great picks. All-in attack for Bayern. I mean, that's good for the attack, not necessarily for the defence. Yeah, now everything is clear. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, to get James, Onana, Silva, Laporte in with a -4 hit. Yep, it is okay. It depends who you get rid of, though. But yeah. Should I sell Jorginho? Yes, and in terms of replacements, those 3 that I just mentioned. What Limitless player should I go for? Check out my best Limitless team video. Instead of Cancelo, I would go for maybe Marquinhos or go for another Chelsea defender, possibly even City. So you could go for Laporte and then maybe go for Zinchenko to kind of cover that. Is Ederson confirmed to play tomorrow? Not confirmed to play, but I think he will. Is Lukaku starting a threat to having Havertz? Well, yes, Havertz could still play, but in all likelihood, it will be Havertz as the false 9. Lukaku hasn't really done enough this season, so I think Havertz should start. Do you think Mahrez will start? I'm not sure about that. Normally, I'd say yes. in the Champions League, but right now, I'm not sure. Sula or Kimmich? I'd say Sula just because he saves you more money and you can go for Trent instead of Kimmich. Cancelo will play? Probably not. He's ill. Havertz for Sane? It's not a bad shout, but I prefer Sane. Wise holding on to Aspi and Mazzari, even though they're doubts since they play next week. I think it's wise, yeah. You could focus on the other transfers I told you about, Aranya. Yeah. Foden or Sterling? For this week, Sterling, I'd say. Cancelo is ill, Goldhead. He's ill. He's not injured. Is Alisson Becker a good choice? Personally, I think Mendy, Neuer, and even Edison are better goalkeeper choices, but he's decent. Best 6.5 million keeper, not Mendy. Manuel Neuer would be my best keeper. Courtois as well, but I'm not sure if Madrid go through. Jorginho and Danjuma, who should I take? Bernardo Silva and possibly one of those cheap midfielders we talked about, like Rodri, Fabinho, Kante, one of those ball recoverers. Will Mazzari start? I mean, the game is next week, so there is a chance. Ten Hag seemed quite optimistic, so yeah, there is a chance he will, but I can't tell you that for sure. Please send your Discord server link. It's in the description below, but I can get it up for you. Let me just get this up. 1 second. So we've got over 400 people watching. Let's get to 200 likes. We can definitely do that. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Thank you very much to everyone for already doing so. It's much appreciated. Let me get the Discord server up as well. So yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord server already, consider joining. Let's get this up. So I've got quite a lot of links in the... Yeah, here we go. So let me get this up. Yeah, these are the links. And yeah, these are the links that are pretty much very essential to this channel. So here we go. And this is the Patreon link as well. Consider joining us on Patreon or becoming a channel member. So thank you very much. Let me now go through your questions as well. Hola Dylan, Cancelo parece que está out por lesión. No, es por... está enfermo. No tiene lesión. Entonces, sí, lo que podemos hacer es sacarlo para esta semana y después lo podemos tener de nuevo en Matchday 9. Pero sí, no está lesionado. Best replacement for Mazzari? I mean... It's difficult. I think you're probably looking at above, you know, you're looking at the kind of more expensive players, maybe a Chelsea defender. If not, you can keep him. Pep said Cancelo is sick. Yeah, I said that quite a few times today, so I probably don't want to repeat myself too much, but obviously some people are joining a bit later on. Is Silva nailed? I think so, yeah. Thoughts about Havertz for replacing Mahrez? It's decent. I prefer Mahrez long term, though. With uncertainty with Mahrez, is it yes for Danjuma, Mahrez, Cancelo to Gundogan, Havertz, Trent? Yes, it's a yes. But ultimately, you want to get Mahrez and Cancelo back next week. Why your choice of captain? Because Lewandowski has a better fixture on paper than Salah, and Lewandowski rarely blanks. He's also one of the most explosive players in the game. Bayern should create plenty of chances, especially with that lineup. So that's why I've gone for Lewandowski. There's plenty of captaincy choices as well afterwards. So yeah, in terms of why do I know Cancelo's out, it was in the press conference. Guardiola said it himself. Okay, I'm not sure why the Discord server link doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. Let me click it myself, see what happens. Yeah, go to site. Let's see what happens. Checking the link myself. Invite invalid. What? Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me try get a new Discord server link. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Okay, I'm going to have to update that. Maybe this one is not updated. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, even Discord server isn't working for me, by the way, so I'm not sure if Discord is down. Maybe Discord's down. Maybe that's why the invite is invalid. I'm not sure. Let me double check on Twitter, see if Discord is down. Yeah, Discord and Spotify are down. So yeah, the link works. It's just Discord's down. So I'll put the link again at the end. Hopefully Discord is up by then. But yeah, the link is down. Sorry, the server is down. The app is down. So yeah, the link was working. All right. Should I keep Mbappe? Yes. Is Mbappe injured? He picked up a knock in training because Idrissa Gana Gueye was just being a bit special, but Mbappe should be fine, I think. Yeah. How do you know Cancelo's out? Yeah, I already answered that. What else is there? Is Silva nailed? Yes. How to change formation of team? Well, you change it just by subbing players in and out, depending. So basically, who you have on your bench will have a big impact. If you have 2 defenders on your bench, then you're going to have 3 defenders in your starting 11. That's basically it. I think there's another way as well. For example, let me go here. I think before there used to be a thing where you click on it and it will change the formation for you. But yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. You basically just sub players in and out. That's how you change the formation. You have to have 3 defenders at least. You need to have 2 midfielders and 1 forward at least. So that's basically the kind of the ground rules there. Let's see. So, thank you very much for the super chat, Peter Piers. Much appreciated, mate. Thoughts on Okafor, Cancelo, Ulrich out for Kante, Robertson, Onana in? I have 0.5 million in the bank. I really like it. I'm not sure if you have Trent or not already. If you don't, I would consider going for him over Robertson. But ultimately, yes, those transfers look very good. Kante, not a big fan of him, but around that price, you're not going to get too much better. If you don't have Alvarez already, then he could be your pure bench fodder option who can get ball recoveries, and then you have even more money to spend on the rest of your squad. But I like those transfers, Peter Peters. Thank you very much for the super chat. It's much appreciated as always. Yeah, Discord's down. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much to everyone for pointing that out. I wasn't aware that was down. Yeah, Ulrich out. Yes, yes. Worth taking a hit to replace Christensen. I'm not sure, to be fair. I'm not sure. Best replacement for Upamecano. I'd say a Chelsea defender or City defender, so Laporte could be really good. Is that your Limitless squad? No, my Limitless team is in my best Limitless team. This is my normal squad. It's not Limitless. Otherwise, I wouldn't have Alvarez and a few others. What's up with Alonso? COVID or what? I think, yeah, he's ill. I think it was COVID, so he might be back, but either way, he's not a great option long term for me. Best striker for 10.8 million. I'd say Vlahovic or Haller. Will CR7 play? I think so. But it ultimately depends if he has a hip injury or what's happening behind the scenes. It's a big if. Ulrich is not starting as Neuer, Gabriel. Yeah. I've got Lewandowski, Vlahovic, Mbappe. Yeah, that's, in my opinion, the best forward line. If not, it's Haller instead of Vlahovic. That's really good. Best replacement for Jorginho, I'd probably look to downgrade, if anything. I mean, there is Danjuma or Bernardo Silva, but if you can't afford them, then just go for Rodri, Fabinho, Kante, or one of these ball recoverers. Who would you say is the best defender for 5.4 under? This is my dilemma. I'm not a big fan of them, so I'm going to recap this with you. So this is why I'm not that sure about making certain moves, because I would need to get a 5.4 million defender or under. Nuno Mendes isn't bad, but he's not great, is he? That's the problem. Alonso also looks decent on paper, but just not sure if he's going to be available in time for this game, and I'm not a big fan of him compared to the other Chelsea defenders who get more ball recoveries and are more nailed. But those two would be two of the best. Visalico's a good one, but he's doubtful as well. Konate isn't bad, to be fair, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Konate. Let me know what you guys think of Konate. I'm seeing quite a lot of people mention him. He's not bad, actually. He's not bad. I'm not sure if I would want to double up with him and Trent. And he's not even starting today, so yeah, probably not. Matip is kind of first choice at the moment. But otherwise, yeah, Konate would be decent. And yeah, we're on 141 likes. Let's get to 200. That's definitely possible. So thank you very much. Let me just check if YouTube has kind of flagged this video. They love to do that. No, it only happens on my FPL streams, apparently. Not sure why that is. So, yeah. Will Mbappe start? I believe so. Double up on Liverpool or Bayern's defence? I think Liverpool have a better defence, so I'd say them. But you're looking at Trent and then what? Matip. He's kind of injury prone, and sometimes he can be rotated with Konate. So you're looking at someone more expensive. I think Bayern just have better value because a lot of the defenders are around 5 million. So I'd still go for Liverpool, but it's very expensive. Selling Sane for Salah worth it? Yes, it is worth it, I think. Yeah, Konate isn't playing. Yeah, exactly. Worth Mbappe to Vlahovic or keep Mbappe and hope he starts? Oh no, I think Mbappe will start. I'd probably keep him, but up to you. If you don't think he will, then sell him. I think Zinchenko starts for City. He's 5.5 million. Yes. The problem is, let me just show you here. So if I wanted to get the goalkeeper I want, which is ultimately Mendy or Neuer, unfortunately I can't afford even Zinchenko. So let me just show you. Yeah, let's go for Mendy. Let's say I want Reece James or Zinchenko. I'd be 0.1 or 0.2 million off. So yeah, that's kind of a bit frustrating in my opinion. Is Mahrez or Foden going to start? I'm not sure if either start, honestly. That's kind of what I've been saying all day. Best replacements for Mazzari? It's the same thing as before. Probably looking upwards in terms of price. And I'd probably go for a Chelsea or City defender like Laporte. Chelsea midfielder or Bruno Fernandes? I'd go for a Chelsea midfielder right now. Edison or Onana? Longer term, I'd say Edison, yeah. Zinchenko or Stones? I'd say Stones, because he'll probably play beyond this match day. Correa will play versus Man United. I think he's injured, so I'm not sure if he will. Is Mahrez or Foden going to start? Already answered that. Okafor replacement. Kante potentially. Cancelo is ill. He's not injured. He'll be back by match day 9. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm well aware of Neuer starting. Yep. Will Bernardo Silva start? I'm not sure. Any of these City midfielder questions? Gundogan, I think, will start, and Sterling. I'm not sure about the rest. Maybe Jesus as well, as the right winger or striker, but I'm not sure about the rest. Best strikers for Limitless, the same as I said before. And if you're not sure about Mbappe starting, then go for Vlahovic, I'd say. Do you fear Bayern's bad form? They've kind of not been that impressive all season, though, so I'm not really that worried. I think they'll score goals. I just don't expect them to keep clean sheets, and that's why I prefer Mendy over Neuer. Thiago Silva instead of Cancelo, yes, and you can bring Cancelo back in. Mahrez to Salah, Foden, yeah, if that's your only way of affording it, then yeah, I would. What is happening with Jorginho? Well, it's Kovacic and Kante coming back and forming a really good partnership. Is Vinicius worth keeping? Maybe, just for this match day. He might be eliminated by match day 9, but he's worth keeping, I guess, yeah. If Madrid do anything, it will be down to Vinicius and Benzema in terms of the goals and assists. Neuer or Edison? I'd say Neuer. Is Vlahovic a better call than Vinicius? Yes, I think so. Is it risky to get 2 Chelsea defenders? I mean, maybe it's risky to get Reece James this week because he might not play in UCL Fantasy but then play for FPL, so that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with Mahrez. I've never said that Mahrez is 100% out for sure, but I'm not sure if he's going to start. That's the kind of doubt I have. Should I out Mbappe? I probably wouldn't. What are you doing with this budget? 0.2 million. Either downgrade Reece James to a cheaper defender around 5.4 million, which, as I've already established, I'm not a big fan of these defenders. Or the alternative is getting Edison instead of Mendy. Instead, there's always the possibility of just going for a 4 million bench fodder goalkeeper. But I'd rather have the choice of a Nana and a 6 million or 6.4 million goalkeeper like Edison, Mendy or Neuer. So, yeah, I might have to downgrade my defender or my first choice goalkeeper. That's kind of where I'm at. Unfortunately, Otamendi, I don't back for a clean sheet. He was really good in the group stages, but I wouldn't get him in right now. So, yeah, it's a bit difficult. Nuno Mendes isn't a bad choice, but I'm not sure if I'd get him in right now. Yeah, it's quite tough. I look at these options. I just don't like most of them. It's kind of bleak looking at these. And really in UCL Fantasy, the high scoring defenders, they're all expensive pretty much. They're all really expensive, 5.5 million and over. If I could, I'd actually get Zinchenko in for this week, then do the like-for-like switch to Cancelo in matchday 9, but I can't even do that. So, as you can see, just to illustrate this, Zinchenko, I'd be 0.1 million off. The same goes for Stones, who's also the same price. So, yeah, as you can see, not ideal at all. Curtis Jones hat-trick, mark my words. Yeah, he's another one, actually. He's another good, cheap midfielder. I'm thinking Cancelo, Mazzari to Robbo and Rudy. I prefer Trent over Robertson, but that's fine. Yeah, that looks good. Best 6 million defender, have Trent, Silva and Laporte. I'd say for this week, Zinchenko. Yeah, and then you can get Cancelo back in. If not, you can go for another Chelsea defender like Rudiger. I expect him to start. Mbappe out for Tadic or Vlahovic. I'd say Vlahovic, but I mean, I don't see why a lot of people are actually just in a frenzy to get rid of Mbappe. Yes, he might not start, but I personally think he will. So it's completely up to you. Will Koeman play? The lineup is already out, mate. So let me just double check this for you again. But I believe, let me just get this up and running. Yeah, he's playing. So Bayern are basically going all out. It's Koeman, Gnabry, Sane, Müller and Lewandowski all playing with Musiala and Kimmich. So they're going all out attack. So yes, Koeman is playing as the left midfielder according to SofaScore and the UCL Fantasy website. Dumfries at 5.2 million. No. He's facing Liverpool. I just don't see it for me. Cancelo start or not? No. He's ill. Messi instead of Mbappe? No. I wouldn't do that. Is Zinchenko 100% starting? Well, yeah, because Walker's suspended in Champions League. Cancelo's ill. So, yes, I think Zinchenko will start. Vlahovic or Mbappe? I think Mbappe if you can afford it, but Vlahovic offers good value for money. Who to replace for Jorginho is the same names as before. Kante, Curtis Jones, etc. Rodri, Fabinho. Double buy in defence? No, I'm not a big fan of their defence. Neuer and Sula would be decent, but in terms of having 2 defenders, no, not for me. Will Bonucci start? I think so, but I probably wouldn't really... I'm not a big fan of Juventus defensively, so it's not really a bad time to get rid of him. 6 million midfielder, basically the same I just mentioned. Curtis Jones, Fabinho, Kante. I'll try not to repeat myself too much there. Gnabry will score the most points this game week, fair enough. I'm not going to get him in though. Best 5.5 defender, I'd say Zinchenko for this week. Is one transfer carried over? No, no transfers are carried over in the knockout stages, but they are in the group stages. Dylan, can I make a transfer tomorrow after seeing the Man City lineup? No. If you make a transfer tomorrow, it will be for Matchday 9, not Matchday 8. Llorente or Valverde? Not a big fan of either. Maybe Llorente, but yeah, I'm not a big fan. Koeman or Silva? If you can afford it, I'd go for Koeman. Bernardo Silva or Musiala? I would go for... I mean, Musiala is definitely starting. So Bernardo Silva might be the better pick long term, but you know what? Musiala looks good. Ziyech versus Koeman, I prefer Koeman. Let me actually check this. Actually, I like Musiala. He was looking pretty good at the beginning. So let's see how his price has changed. So 6.7 million, and yeah, looks pretty decent. He's not nailed on though, and as you can see, throughout match days 2 to 4, he basically just got a few minutes in all of those games. He scored against Barcelona. Sorry, he got an assist against Barcelona, and yeah, he scored in the other one. So there you go. Yeah, Musiala, he's interesting. He's interesting, isn't he? But Bernardo Silva's better long term. You have to sometimes think long term because you're then kind of booking in a transfer later on, which isn't a bad thing. You've got 5 transfers heading into the second leg, or should I say the first leg of the quarterfinals. So yeah, I'm ultimately have to make a decision here. So I can't afford Zinchenko or Reece James or another Chelsea defender, as well as Mendy and Onana. So I have to make a sacrifice here. Most of you think that I should just go for Mendy, a 4 million goalkeeper, and Reece James. But even then, does Reece James start? It could be Azpilicueta. He's back now. So that's something else to think about. I would actually like having Zinchenko for this week. So yeah, it's a difficult one this week. It's very difficult. And the Cancelo news wasn't ideal. If I had enough money to just make those moves that I talked about in my community posts and stuff, then I would have probably done them already. Reece James, Cancelo, yeah, but will James start? Who knows? How many points do you think he'll get? I answered this for FPL. Well, I kind of gave a hope, and it's not turning out correctly, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to say it. Sula versus Pavard, I'd go for Sula. I think he's better for ball recoveries. Will Gundogan start? I think he will. I can't tell you that for sure. Yes, Robertson is good. I just prefer others. Just go Thiago Silva if you're going another Chelsea defender. Yeah, that's a good shout. I like Thiago Silva. That's a good shout. Let me just double check his price. He's 5.7. Yeah, 5.7. I like his ball recoveries as well. Yeah, he's fucking hell. Oh, sorry. Pardon my French. That is really good. I mean, what word was I saying? I said fricking. Yeah, fricking. 40 ball recoveries. That is crazy. And a bit of goal and assist threat as well. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. But once again, 0.3 million off the other goalkeeper moves. I could just go for Edison, double up on City and Chelsea. I think I might do that instead. So I'm not a big fan of Edison, I'll be honest, but he's a bit similar to Mendy. So if they both keep clean sheets, they're basically going to get 6 points. So yeah, we'll go for Edison. We'll go for Edison. Only 1 clean sheet in the Champions League so far this season, and with all the problems that City have at the back with Cancelo, Walker missing out, and Diaz, will City keep a clean sheet? It's not a guarantee. So that's something to think about. Let me know what you guys think. Just say yes or no in the live chat if you think these would be good transfers. So Edison in for Pasveer, Onana in for Ulrich, and Thiago Silva in for Joao Cancelo. I will be bringing Joao Cancelo back one way or another next week. Alright, let's go through the live chat as well. Okay, so seeing a kind of mixed reaction. So Perky says yes, Weising says no, Akraf says yes, Emma says yes, Thomas says no. Well, it's kind of like 50-50, I'd say. I'd say maybe 1 or 2 more no's. Will Foden not play? It's not a guarantee, it's just I'm not sure. Cancelo to Bayern defender for a -4 worth it? It depends on the Bayern defender. You want to go for an attacking one, if not one of these defenders like Sula who can get a lot of ball recoveries. I'd say possibly yes. In spite of having Trent, is it worth getting Robertson too instead of Stones or Laporte owing to the former's assist potential? That's not a bad shout, but Laporte is a good long-term option. He's probably going to play the majority of games. He gets ball recoveries and he's got goal threat, so I'd go for Laporte. But in terms of Robertson versus Stones, I agree. I'd go for Robertson. Okay, so Dundra says no. Yeah, a lot of people saying no. So I'd be interested to see your thoughts. So what would be better? Let me go for another set of transfers then. I'm guessing the Edison one puts people off, which I don't really blame you, I guess. So let's see. Let us see. Oh, God. This would be so simple, right? If I could get Mendy or Neuer, but unfortunately, 0.3 million off. Okay, let's do this, actually. Let's try this. We'll just go for a 4 million goalkeeper. Yeah, affordable. And, yeah, no one really is going to get minutes, unfortunately, from these lots. So, yeah, we're just going to go for a team that I'm not going to really get too many players from. Yeah, Tom Heaton. There you go. I'm not going to get any United players, I think. So, what do you think about this? I am really reducing my squad depth in terms of my goalkeepers, but I'm able to get Mendy and Thiago Silva. It could also be Neuer instead of Mendy. So let me know what you guys think, yes or no, in the live chat. But let's go through your questions as well. Will KDB play? I'm not sure. The only players I'm sure, or at least somewhat sure, of starting in midfield for City are Sterling and I'd say Gundogan. The other one, is there another one? Just Gabriel Jesus, maybe Grealish. I'm not sure about the rest. Wow, a lot of people saying yes in this one, but Perky saying no. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. I just don't like downgrading my goalkeeper. I like Onana as a second choice goalkeeper. No. Wow. Too risky about Chelsea defence. Okay, what about this then? This is a bit funny, you know. It's basically, yeah, we're kind of experimenting here. Okay, what about this? Neuer instead. But I think what I'm looking to do was get Onana in for Tom Heaton, possibly just Edison. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go that route. It just makes more sense. It saves myself a headache. Thank you for the super chat, Cat. 10-second enforced water break, then Ziyech or Havertz. Thank you very much. It's like Twitch, where sometimes you have these kind of things where, you know, you ask for a water break using points. But thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Much appreciated. I'd go for Havertz right now. Before it was Ziyech, but because he got injured, Havertz is establishing himself now as a really good false nine option. I'd go for Havertz, mate. Thank you very much, as always. Can't see your players. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you can, but I'll scroll down a little bit more. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's quite tough, isn't it? It's quite tough. Will Mazzari be available? I think so, but I might be wrong. You don't have to triple up. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of tripling up on Chelsea defence. Bayern defence is bad. Yes, they are, but Neuer is very good. Any changes to Limitless team? Just Cancelo out for Marquinhos or another Chelsea defender. Possibly even Zinchenko. That's literally it. I think I'd keep the rest of it the same. Maybe I would go for Coman and Kai Havertz. So maybe Bruno Fernandes makes way. The rest stays the exact same. That's what I mean. Will KDB start? I literally answered this question already. I don't think he will. I might be wrong though. Is Rudiger okay? Yes, he's one of the best options and he's nailed. Can you do your free transfers then play Limitless? Well, your transfer will be cancelled out, I think, just like with FPL, so no. Do you think Dybala's playing? I think it'll be Vlahovic and Morata, but yeah, it could be Dybala. I think he deserves to start, but I don't know. Vlahovic is the one to get from Juventus. Will Cancelo start? No, he's ill. Mahrez for Kai. I like Mahrez long term, but I think Kai will start and it's worth making the move for this week. Correa is injured, yes. Wait, this guy again, really? Wait, one second. Wait, oh, I nearly blocked the wrong person. Wait, 1 second. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me go scroll up. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye. Jesus, I don't know where the hell. Hot girls and da-da. What is this about? Van Dijk or Rudiger? Rudiger for me all day long. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for Peter Peters and Kat for sending the super chats. Is much appreciated. Mustafa says yes. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. Why Thiago Silva over James? Because James might not play. Also, Thiago Silva, look at this. Look at the ball recoveries and look at the points. They're exceptional. He's got goal threat as well as assist threat. He's a differential and he's just nailed. It could be a fact of Azpilicueta playing in the Champions League, then Reece James playing the second game in game week 28 of FPL. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But yeah, James is good. I'm not saying James will not play. I'm just saying there's a possibility he will. With Thiago Silva, I think he's just going to start. Stones or Matip? Probably Stones. I'm not a big fan of either. Havertz or Coman? That's a good one. I'd say Havertz. Havertz or Felix? I go for Havertz. Thank you, Matthew Price. Welcome and thank you for tuning in again. Coman, Gnabry, Muller or Mane? Choose one. I would choose Coman. Trent for Cancelo? Yes, great shout. Thiago Silva, Robertson? I'd go for Thiago Silva. Bernardo Silva, Havertz? I'd go for Havertz. Bernardo Silva, Foden and James or Mahrez and Malang Sarr? If we're looking long term, it would be Foden and Reece James. I'd go for, yeah. Juventus defenders? Not really feeling it, to be fair. Even if it works this week, I just don't really see as an option longer term. Possible that Havertz won't start. Yeah, it's possible. It could be Lukaku, but I like Havertz. Mount, yeah, he's still not a bad shout as well. But Havertz right now looks like the best Chelsea midfielder. Why Cancelo sell? Because he's out for this week. Why not Sula? Because Sula's starting. Yeah, wait, let me just charge this. Alright, so. Is Mbappe playing? I believe so. Will James start? I think, but there's a possibility of Azpilicueta doing so. That's why I'm kind of put off. Midfielder instead of Bruno Fernandes on the Limitless. I talked about this before, so Coman or Kai Havertz would be 2 good options. Do you think Jorginho will come back in? Potentially, but it's kind of a big risk. And I don't think he's nailed. Zinchenko, James or Thiago? I'd go for James just for the long-term prospects. Laporte or Thiago Silva? I'd go for Laporte, but both very good. And if anything, Thiago Silva's better ball recoveries. Correa replacement, Bernardo Silva. Bench Cancelo and use the free transfer elsewhere. Yeah, that's a possibility, but then who would it be? It would be Nicolas Sula to Vesalico, but Vesalico is doubtful. It could be Mahrez down to a 8 or 7 million midfielder. But either way, I'll bring Cancelo back in. That's the thing. So, Cancelo is going to miss out due to illness. Any updates on Ziyech? He's available, he's training, so he could feature in the second game of Game Week 28 and the Champions League. Salah or Lewandowski? I'd go for Lewandowski captaincy this week or today, and you can always change it afterwards. It's up to you. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Gundogan, good choice. For this week, yes. Beyond Matchday 8, no. Foden playing, I'm not sure. Mbappe to Vlahovic, I just keep Mbappe. Force on this defence, Trent, Robbo, Sula, Thiago Silva, and Laporte. Looks really good. I think it looks good. Havertz and Koeman replacing KDB in, or James and Koeman replacing Mazzari? Great question. I would probably say... I like James and Koeman, but both look good. Both look good. Yeah, I already answered this Cancelo question in terms of replacements. You're looking at Trent, Robertson, Laporte, Zinchenko for 1 week, but the others are long-term. Thiago Silva, Reece James, Rudiger. You've got plenty of options. Pick any of them and you'll be fine. Cheap midfield beasts. I don't think there's any beasts that are cheap, to be fair, but Alvarez is just a lifesaver in terms of price. You're looking at Kante, Rodri, Fabinho. Curtis Jones could be one of the more attacking ones. So Okafor was the best, but he's injured. So yeah, I'd go for one of those. Thank you, Jan. Mahrez to Koeman, Sane for a -4, or keep Mahrez? I'd keep Mahrez, I guess, at injury, yeah. Thank you to nobody. What a name, by the way. Who would you captain today? I already did, yes. For me, it's Lewandowski. Grealish or Koeman? I'd go for Koeman. Kante, good option. He's alright at his price. He's not amazing. Werner or Vlahovic? Easily Vlahovic. Who would you captain out of Jota and Kimmich? I'd go for Kimmich, actually. Is Foden playing? Honestly, I have no idea. I wish I could tell you for sure, but I'd just literally be second guessing. Danjuma, Silva or Foden? I think long term you'd probably say Foden. Should I change Mazzari? You don't have to. I think he will start, but yeah. It depends on your price. If you can't get to a Chelsea defender or any of these kind of more expensive ones, then no, I'd keep him. But it's up to you. It's completely up to you. Will Christensen play? I think so, but quite a lot of people in this chat are quite unconvinced. I can't get Mahrez. Any other suggestions from either City or elsewhere? Koeman, I'd say. What striker should I buy? Vlahovic or Haller? Vlahovic or Jota? Vlahovic. Salah, Trent, Müller. For Mbappe, Cancelo, Sane. Yeah, that looks fine, but once again, you don't have to sell Mbappe. I don't really see the need for that. And even Sane. Do I go Mahrez or Sane to Salah? Probably Mahrez, because Sane is definitely starting. I don't know about Mahrez. I made 3 defensive transfers. Yeah, fair enough. And at least you're solving your issues. Yeah, Toby, honestly, I'm not a big fan of the 5.4 million defenders as established already, because let's just show you this here. Let's go for Mendy in goal. We'll go for Onana as well as the second goalkeeper. And we need a 5.4 million defender for Thiago Silva. And I just don't like the options. I literally don't. Yeah, it looks pretty abysmal. Well, let's see. Yeah, I've looked at this list quite a lot of times and I literally don't like it. Alonso's not bad. Same with Nuno Mendes, but would I bring them in? Not really sure. Chalobah, if he plays, could be good, but is he going to play? That's another big if. I just don't like these defenders. Honestly, they're really poor. Yeah, no. I probably wouldn't go for these lot. Look at that, Chiellini, 4.8 million. Damn, but either way, he's not an option. Yeah, no, I'm just not a big fan of these defenders. That's why I always recommend the kind of more expensive one. Vissalika would have been one of my picks, but I'm not sure if he starts against United. He's doubtful, and he came off injured against Real Betis. So literally, that's why I'm kind of favouring making a downgrade elsewhere with one of my goalkeepers and having a better defender such as Zinchenko or Thiago Silva, Reece James, etc. I literally don't like the 5.4 million defenders. De Ligt, yeah, not really feeling it, to be fair. He's 5.5 anyway. He's not bad, but I think there's better. Around the same price you can get a City defender. Yeah, no, not for me. I think Laporte is probably the best one if you don't have him already, by the way. Yeah, Laporte is probably the best defender under 5.4 million. Yeah. Laporte or Stones? Has to be Laporte. Has to be Laporte. How long is Pasveer out for? 8 weeks. Captaincy, I've gone for Lewandowski. Up to you where you go. Robertson or Virgil? I prefer Robertson. Should I remove Asensio? Depends who you remove him for, but yeah, probably. Midfielder for 8.8 million. Coman. Mahrez or Bruno, considering Bruno will get minutes, definitely. Long term is Mahrez, and also City will probably advance much further than United, so I still prefer Mahrez. I have CR7 still. Something is saying he's going to perform good in the second leg. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. If you have him, then you could keep him, but he's been awful. Coman or Sane? I still prefer Sane, but both are good. Vinicius to Vlahovic -4. I don't think you need to take the hit, but yeah, it's still a good transfer. Can you save transfers? Well, you can, but you're not going to get any extra in the next round. You can't carry them over. Kante or Jorginho? Normally I say Jorginho, but right now it's Kante. He's more nailed. Coman or Bernardo Silva? I'd say Coman if you can afford it. Got Pasveer, Okafor, Mazzari and Cancelo. What should I do? I'd sell Pasveer, possibly Cancelo and Okafor. Mazzari could still yet play. Best 7.5 million midfielder, probably Bernardo Silva. Salah captaincy, yeah, that's not a bad shout. Is Musiala a good option? Yeah, he's decent at 6.7 million. Aspilicueta play or not? It's literally a minefield. It could be him or Reece James. I'm not entirely sure there. Use the limitless now or save it for later. If I had it, I probably would have used it already in Matchday 7. If not, it would be Matchday 8 now. And the wild card in Matchday 9 or 11. Alexandra or Sula? Sula. Thoughts on these changes? Cancelo, Jorginho, Mahrez to Rudiger, Robert and Bernardo Silva. Yep, I like those moves, mate. I have no problems with them. If I put the team like you, I have 5.7 million in the bank. Well, it's just a question of team value, really. Midfielder, yeah, already answered that question, mate. Gundogan or Musiala? I'd go for Musiala, I guess. Thank you, the Joker Smile. Yeah, Musiala's decent. I never said he was bad. I mentioned him a few times. Who do you think is going to go through? I'd say PSG, especially if Mbappe plays. Gabriel Jesus or Vlahovic? I'd go for Vlahovic. What captain should I play? Up to you, mate. If you get it wrong, you've got 3 more opportunities, but I'd go for Lewandowski. Do I keep my limitless or use it? I'd use it now, but it's up to you, Xavier, and it also depends on how your team is looking. Mbappe to Messi? No, I wouldn't do that. Best goalkeeper for 6 million? Yes, Edison. Yes, I'd say so. Ain't Mbappe injured? He's been training, and I think he will start. If you are unsure, then go for someone else, but not Messi for me. Get rid of Cancelo? Yes, and then bring him back in. Neuer and James or Mendy and 6.8 million midfielder? If so, which mid? I'd go for Neuer and James long-term, Aiden. Only problems with many earlier transfers, I'll have 0 million in the bank, yeah. Curtis Jones as a midfield option or Kante? I'd actually be tempted by Curtis Jones, Aranya. Danilo from Juventus? Not for me. Midfielder for 8.8 million? I mean, I did answer this. Okay, I already got Koeman and Danjuma. I'd say Foden or Bernardo Silva long term. Why Onana? Because Pasveer is injured for 8 weeks. Havertz or Cancelo? It's a bit of an interesting question. Cancelo, normally, but he's out for this week. Midfielder under 8.3 million. Bernardo Silva or Foden? Best midfielder? Yep, same for there. I'm not going to repeat that. 6 million defender. Rudiger, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Laporte. I'd go for any of those options. Cancelo's ill. That's why I'm removing him. Musiala, Silva for Asensio? Yes. Yes, that looks good. I like Musiala. I like both of them, to be fair. Thank you for the super chat, POP, is much appreciated. Thoughts? Okafor and Ulrich out, Capaldo and Donnarumma. This one I'm not so sure. I like the other transfers you proposed, but this one, if you can help it, I would go for Neuer, Mendy, or Ederson instead of Donnarumma. Capaldo's not bad, but it's just kind of a one match day punt. So I'd rather go for Curtis Jones if you can afford it. But thank you very much for the super chat. Is Rodri good? He's alright. I'm not going to lie to you. He's not amazing, but he can get ball recoveries. James, Thiago or Zinchenko? I'd go for Thiago Silva. Yeah. Capu or Musiala? I'd say Musiala. Robertson versus James? I'd go for Reece James. Gnabry or Müller? I'd go for Gnabry. Should I put Mahrez Vlahovic for Mbappe Coman? No, I wouldn't. I think Messi's going to be man of the match at the Bernabeu. I wouldn't mind that, but look, if you want to get Messi, go for it. It's just that I'm not feeling it right now. Should I get Mahrez over Sane? No, because there's a chance Mahrez might not start. But long term, yes, Mahrez looks better at the moment. Cancelo out. He's ill, so yes, I'm looking to get rid of him. Should I keep Jorginho? You could just sell him, but you don't have many options. And I already talked about the midfielders to replace him with. Sula or Matip? Sula. Robbo over Van Dijk. What about De Ligt? Not for me. Mbappe, Okafor and Cancelo to Reece, Bernardo Silva and Jota. They're good transfers, but I'm not sure about Jota. Will Bruno get points? I mean, I can't tell you that for sure. It just depends on how United turn up, but he's a good option this week still. I just don't think his ceiling is that high, and I could be wrong. I dreamed last night that Messi scored a hat-trick in Madrid. Let's wait and see. Is Jota a good choice over Haller or Vlahovic? No, not for me. I prefer the other two. Alright, I'm going to start making some transfers, and then I'll get back to your questions. We've got half an hour. Lock in your transfers. Make sure you get it right. I think what I'm going to do, and yes, I prefer Mendy, I prefer Neuer. I think I'm going to go for Mr. Ederson. And yes, they haven't kept many clean sheets all season really, and he's only got 1 save point. Only 6 saves made. I think Mendy's only got 5 saves made, and he's got 0 points from making saves. 8 goals conceded, but I think I'm going to go for Ederson, and that will give me enough money to get Reece James or Thiago Silva, and it also gives me a good second goalkeeper. The reason why I'm so, basically committed to making these goalkeeper transfers is because Pasve's is out for 8 weeks. Onana's the replacement, and then looking at the other goalkeeper, Ulrich, he's out now because Neuer is first choice keeper again. He's back from injury ahead of schedule. So I need to make goalkeeper transfers. And Cancelo is out due to illness. So Thiago Silva. The reason why I think I'm going to go for Thiago Silva over Reece James is because Azpilicueta could play as the right wing back. If you think Reece James is going to start, go for him. He might do really well for you. But I just know Thiago Silva is going to start. And that's why I might go for Thiago Silva. Also, really good goal threat and assist threat for a centre-back. And his ball recoveries are outstanding. So he's got 40 balls recovered this season. Let's compare that to someone like Rudiger, who I had already. 32 balls recovered. And I think Thiago Silva's got less minutes played. So Rudiger, 540 minutes. Thiago Silva, 457. So, yeah, I think Thiago Silva's an excellent choice. So, obviously, thank you to Goldhead for the recommendation as well. Dylan feeling ballsy. How comes it's ballsy? I don't really think it's that ballsy, to be fair. 7 million midfielders. Same ones again. Rodri, Kante. I'd probably go for Curtis Jones, go for someone a bit more exciting. Who would you sub off for Rudy, though? Sub off. I mean, just whoever blanks, basically. Whoever blanks or doesn't do too well. It's not really that complicated, I think. Thank you, Goddard. Bernardo Silva, bad choice. I don't think it's a bad one. I also don't think he's great. My preferences in midfield are always the ones above 8 million. You know, you're looking at Coman, Sane, Havertz, Salah, Mahrez, De Bruyne. There's so many. But he's decent. Should I have 4 Chelsea players? I think 3 or 4 is fine, yeah. Havertz or Sterling? This week I'd go for Sterling. Neuer over Courtois? Yes, because Courtois might be eliminated. I mean, to be fair, both could, but Bayern have a better chance of going through. Neuer or Ederson? If you can, I'd go for Neuer. Robertson over Van Dijk, Matrix. Thinking of going Gnabry over Coman. Fair enough, yeah. Gnabry, when he's on it, he's exceptional. How many subs do I have throughout the round? Substitutions. Well, in terms of captaincy, you have 4 days, so that's 4 different captains, and you can sub on anyone from your bench. So 4 substitutions you can make, yeah. Onana or changing Christensen for Thiago Silva. If you're replacing a Pasveer or a kind of bench fodder goalkeeper for Onana, then I would do that instead. But yeah, will Silva start? I think he will, and that's literally what I just said. Yeah. Let's see what Agode says. I don't know, man. Other than Alvarez, it's likely everyone in your 11 gets a good return. Well, yeah, but if that's the case, then I could still... What I could do is basically, if someone gets 4 points or 5 points, I can still bring them off. You know, sometimes you do this sort of thing. It's happened to me in the past when I've had a really good week. You know, everyone seems to be doing well, but yeah, you know, I'd rather have the squad depth than not have the options available. But I can see your point. Thiago Silva, Robertson. I'd go for Thiago Silva. Ball recoveries, really. That's the only fear I have about Trent, Robertson, Laporte, Rudiger, and Thiago Silva. Yeah, 1 second. I'm just dealing with the spammers. Yeah. Rudiger or Reece James. I'd go for Rudiger just because he's nailed. Foden or minus for Mahrez. I just keep Foden. I'm not sure if either start, but that's just my opinion on it. Curtis Jones in for Jorginho. Yeah, I like that. Even though for a hit, not too sure, but it's a good move. A good goalkeeper with lower than 6.1. Ederson. I'd say Ederson's up there. Neuer or Mendy. I'd go for Mendy if you can. Yeah, I mean, they're both the same, but I mean, if you already have like 2 or 3 Chelsea defenders, then it makes it a bit more awkward, but I'd go for Mendy. Kimmich captain, if you want to go differential, but I think Lewandowski and Salah are the best. Savic or Risalico. Well, Savic isn't injured, so I go for him. Otherwise, normally it would be Risalico. Messi or Vlahovic? Vlahovic for me. Minus for Jorginho to Ziyech or leave it off? I'd leave it off, Luke, yeah. Sterling, Mahrez, Foden got 10.5 in the bank. I think Sterling this week, so I'd go for Sterling, but long-term Mahrez is my favourite there, Jitish. Mendy or Courtois? I'd go for Mendy. Vlahovic or Benzema? Vlahovic. Wildcard? I wouldn't wildcard right now, because if you wildcard into a team, then they get eliminated. It's just awkward. Best teams to double defence on? City and Chelsea, I think. So Mbappe for Vlahovic. I'd keep Mbappe, but it's up to you. Lewandowski or Salah captain? I'd go for Lewandowski. Don't stress about it. Just pick a captain. Even go for someone different because you've got 3 more opportunities. Thank you, Luke. Why Jorginho not playing? Because Kovacic and Kante are the first choice at the moment. Can you change formation? Yes, by putting players from your bench into your starting 11. Don't worry about the bench in terms of the formation. Worry about your bench in terms of if anyone plays on the 8th of March, do not have them on the bench because then you can't bring them back on if you're making manual substitutions. Jota captaincy, yeah, go for it. I mean, I would rather go for Salah or Lewandowski, but you can go for it. Yeah, wildcard next game week. I'm going to make a wildcard video about that as well. Limitless, it's literally the same as what I did in my video, but instead of Bruno, I might go for Kai Havertz. And also, I would go for Coman in there as well. And Cancelo would be eliminated for someone like Zinchenko, maybe a Reece James, Thiago Silva, etc. Locked in, fair enough, Guru. Yeah, we've got half an hour left anyway, so I'm going to make some transfers now. Cancelo to Zinchenko, yes, as a 1 week punt, not longer term though. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to make these transfers now, I think. Yeah, I think it's not too bad actually. And I can always bring in Cancelo. It depends what I do with my squad. But let's say, for example, Villarreal are eliminated. I can downgrade Danjuma. And that will give me enough money to upgrade any of my defenders to Joao Cancelo. I don't think I'd want to triple up on City defence, especially if they have a tough draw. So that's something else I have to think about longer term. Unfortunately, I just can't afford the same transfers you see on screen as well as Mendy instead of Ederson. I just can't afford it. It would require going for a budget, just pure bench fodder goalkeeper, or a defender I don't really like. I don't like the defenders around 5.4 million or under, really. The majority of them anyway. There's a few that are decent, I guess, but no one that really sticks out. I think Laporte is the best one, but I already have him. Should I remove Mahrez? I'd keep him. Foden to Bruno. It's not bad. Not bad. I still prefer Foden long term. Bring in Coman. Yes. Depends for who. Rama, lock this one in. That looks good, Goldhead. I like that team. You should be well set. You'd rather have the squad depth than not. So yeah, that looks good. And I'd argue you have more squad depth than I do, actually. You've got Lewandowski, Haller. Maybe your third strike. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah. The majority, yeah, that looks really good. Nothing's happened to Mahrez. It's just he might not start. Any good 1 week defender punts? Zinchenko. Also maybe Thiago Silva. Should I sell Mbappe and get Vlahovic and Mahrez? I wouldn't do that, Anthony. It's up to you. I think Mbappe is going to play. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan. Long term, Bernardo Silva. This week, probably Gundogan. Cancelo is ill. Cancelo is ill, I repeat. Let's just put a Cancelo is out. Is out. Is out. Okay, I'm going to pin this comment just so people are aware, for those that are kind of new to the chat right now. So we'll pin this message. Thiago Silva, Christensen. I'd go for Thiago Silva. Bring in Jota, not for me. Mendy or Edison or Alisson long term. Mendy for me. Captain Sane or Salah? Up to you. I'd go for Salah. Is Sane captain a good differential? Yes. Who is your goalkeeper? It's the ones you see on screen, Edison and Onana. My original ones was Pasveer and Ulrich, who are both basically in the mud. Rodri, Mahrez, Cancelo and Ulrich to Gundogan, Sane, Zinchenko and Onana. Thoughts? I like those moves. Zinchenko's a 1 week punt, but still good. Jones or Kante or Silva? If that's Bernardo Silva, yeah, I'd go for him. Captains for each match day from your squad. I already talked about this in my team selection, but with this new team, it would be Lewandowski this week or today. Tomorrow would be a City player, depending on the lineup. And then next week, it would be Sebastian Haller. And then on the final day, probably Thiago Silva. But that's kind of up for grabs as well. Rudiger or James? I'd just go for Rudiger because of how nailed he is. Why do you think Mbappe will start? Because he was in training and PSG gave a report, I think it was yesterday, and they said that it looked really positive, Mbappe's fitness, but they're still going to await further tests. So he could still miss out. I'm just stating my own opinion. I could be wrong. I have 17.1 million. I need to transfer in one defender, one midfield and one goalkeeper. I've got Sane, Mahrez and Salah and Alvarez in my midfield and Trent, Aspie, Christensen and Mazzari. What would you do? Okay, so in defence, I would go for Laporte. In midfield, I would go for... that's tough. Maybe Bernardo Silva or Foden, and in goal, I'd go for Onana. In terms of... Wait, how would you have enough money for that? So that'll be 13 million. I think you might just be a bit short, if I'm thinking about it. So Onana's 4.5 million. Yeah, Laporte's only 5.1. Foden or Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva you could afford. So yeah, I'd go for something like that. Matip, no, not for me. I never liked Matip in UCL Fantasy or FPL. He's just too injury prone. Will Onana start? He should do. I mean, Pasveer's out for 8 weeks. Why do you prefer Mbappe over Messi? I mean, this season, have you seen both of them? Messi, look, he's been stepping up in 2022, but only 1 goal this year, 2 league goals all season. Mbappe has been so consistent. He's basically returning every single Champions League game. I just don't really see why you'd go for Messi. He's more expensive as well. I don't see it. Yeah, double R. I got 79 points. Yeah, I think I'm going to make these transfers now, by the way. So I could end up regretting not getting Reece James. I could end up regretting not going for Mendy or for Neuer. But I think I'm going to go this way. Unfortunately, I can't make the exact moves I want to make. But I think I'm just going to go this way and improve my squad depth. So, yeah. Thiago Silva, James is an interesting one. James, obviously, his attacking threat is unbelievable, but Thiago Silva is more nailed and he's a really good UCL fantasy asset. I think I'm going to do this now. So as you can see, 3 transfers. Cancelo out for Thiago Silva, Ulrich out for Edison, and the final change is getting one Ajax goalkeeper for the other because Pasveer is injured for 8 weeks. Neuer is back in the starting 11. That's why Ulrich is making way. So I'm getting rid of my weaknesses. I'm going to get Cancelo backing eventually. It might be a bit tricky to do so, but remember, you have 5 transfers to make ahead of the quarterfinals, and the same will be said for the semi-finals. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make these moves and not overthink it too much. Yeah. I'm just going to have this ready on screen. I think I'm just going to have a little check more. Maybe I've missed something. And, yeah, we'll wait and see. But as you can see, all the players that are playing today... yeah, they're in the starting lineup. So Lewandowski, Sane, Salah, Sula and Arnold for me. And let's go back here to the transfer section. The goalkeepers, I look at all of them. Courtois is a really good one, but I don't want to bring him in right now. Neuer, Mendy would be my preferences, especially Mendy. But yeah, as you can see there, Pasveer injured, Ulrich on the bench. I need to make goalkeeper transfers. Szczesny's not too bad, but I probably won't go for him. I want someone long term, and I think Edison, Neuer and Mendy all fit that bill. They're expensive, but yeah, I think it's worth the price in this case. In FPL, you have so many good value goalkeepers like Jose Sarr and Ramsdale. You don't have that in UCL Fantasy this season. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to go that way. And the defenders, I'm not a big fan of the 5.4 million ones. So, there we go. I think I'm going to make these 3 transfers and we're going to lock in. Now, bear in mind, Reece James could play in Matchday 8. He could play. It's just Azpilicueta could also be in contention to start. That's why Thiago Silva for me is more nailed, and I just avoid any headaches that way. That's the way I see it. Let me know what you think in the live chat, yes or no. Mbappe, Lewandowski and Messi. Not Messi for me. I'd go for Vlahovic or Haller. I don't really see Messi. I was late to the stream. Is Cancelo injured? Check the pin comment. He's ill. He's ill. Sterling, Mahrez and Silva in the same team? No, I think that's too much. I think I'd go for 1 or 2. No, Cancelo's not injured. Trent and Robertson together? It's not bad. I like that in FPL more so than UCL Fantasy. I think 1's enough. Thank you, Aranya. Most nailed City midfielder for Matchday 8 and beyond. In the long term, I personally think, and I know it sounds crazy, I'd say De Bruyne and Mahrez are the most nailed in the Champions League. But for Matchday 8, I'd say Sterling. So hopefully that answers your question. No, Cancelo no está lesionado. Está enfermo. No está lesionado. Bernardo Silva or Danjuma? Bernardo Silva long term. Neuer, Alisson, Neuer. Okay, Wasting says yes. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback, by the way. Who for captain? I'm going for Lewandowski. It's up to you who you go for. Havertz opinions? I think he's one to keep an eye on. I think he's looking pretty good, but I still prefer Mahrez and Sane long term. I've said long term a lot of times, by the way. It's not like a buzzword. It's just what I think. I'll try to find another way of saying it. Bernardo Silva or Danjuma? Yeah, I already answered that. Buena suerte, amigo. Te deseo flechas verdes y una gran jornada. Thank you very much, Martin. Same with you. Mucha suerte y vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. Neuer or Alisson? Yeah, Neuer. I'm going to try avoid the people who spam. Jota or Vlahovic. De Bruyne, yes, I think he's the most nailed. Jesus, I'm probably losing my mind right now like the Riddler. Yes, I think he's the most nailed midfielder, but I don't think he's the best one. I think there's better value elsewhere in the City team. Bernardo, Jesus Christ. Come on, there's no need to spam the chat, mate. Cancelo, what? Okay, KM, I don't know what you're on about there. Vlahovic or Mbappe short term? I'd still say Mbappe. I think he's going to start, but it's up to you. Gracias, Santiago, y lo mismo para vos. Muchas gracias. Is Mbappe injured? He's got an injury problem, but he was training, and PSG said that the first tests were positive and that he could be playing. On the 7 million midfielder, Jones, Kante, Fabinho, Rodri. Shall I do these transfers or change Edison for Mendy? If you have Edison, don't change him, I think. Yeah, I think Mbappe will play too, Mark. Bruno for Limitless Team. He was in my Limitless Team video. It's up to you if you go for him or not. Is Mazzari injured? He's got a knock, but he could be available for Matchday 8. I'm using all my free transfers on injured players. Should I take a hit to remove Mahrez or Foden? No, I wouldn't take a hit for that. Jesus or Jota? Jota. Can you make as many subs as you want? Well, everyone on your bench you can bring on, but you can't. So basically, let's say, for example, let me go back to my team. So let's make these transfers, by the way, and get this done because we're stuck on this forever. So I'm going to make these 3 transfers. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye. It's done. It's done. It's done. Okay, no more overthinking. Let me just sort my bench and I'll show you what I mean. So, yeah, that's pretty fine, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So, no changes needed here. All right, so back to this screen. So as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see my game week points, 79 in match day 7, 572 points overall, and 1.8k. So let's say, for example, Sane, he blanks. I take him off for Danjuma. I make all my substitutions. You can't bring on those players you've already substituted off. And the same goes for the captaincy. If you switch it, you can't switch it back to someone who has already played. So hopefully that makes sense. You can only switch the captaincy and make substitutions on players that have yet to play. So the way I set it up is I look at my 2 goalkeepers. Edison plays first. I have him on the starting 11. And then Onana will then come on if Edison blanks. And with my outfield players, all of them are playing on the final day. So I make sure anyone that's playing on the 8th of March, so today, is not on your bench. That's basically it. Very simple. You think Laporte will start? well, Ake's injured, mate. As for Stones, yes, but Stones could play as the right back because Cancelo and Walker both have problems. So the way I see it, Stones will play as the right back, Fernandinho and Laporte as the centre backs, and if not, it will be Stones and Laporte as the centre backs. That's the way I see it. Asensio, not for me. Yeah, Discord is back. Yeah, okay, I'll put the link again, by the way, because someone asked for the Discord server link. So let's go through that now. Yeah, so I'm going to put a few links in the live chat. So, yeah, here you go. Okay, no. Really? Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to get the Discord server. And there we go. I'm going to put this as the pin comment as well. So, just for everyone who isn't aware, Cancelo is ill. That's why I'm getting rid of him. Yeah, predictions. Yeah, true. I'll show you my predictions soon. So yeah, let's get to 200 likes. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Thank you very much. And I'll try to go through all the questions. A lot of them we've already answered, but if there's any new ones, we can go through that and cover new topics. But yeah, I'm going to show you that now. So I think it's better for the full screen. Back to full screen. So I've gone for 3-0 Bayern Munich, but I wouldn't be surprised if Salzburg make things tough and it's a bit of a tighter game. Liverpool 2-0, I think I'm going to stick to that. I've got plenty of time to see the lineups tomorrow and then kind of change the City and kind of PSG games. But yeah, focusing on these two, Bayern Munich 3-0, Lewandowski to score first, Bayern first, Booster or Joker as they used to call it, activated. And yeah, Liverpool, Inter, Salah, Liverpool first. Quite standard stuff. I think I'm going to stick to these predictions. I think with Neuer back, I'd be a bit more confident of the clean sheet for Bayern Munich. Otherwise, with Ulrich, maybe I would have kind of been a bit more favouring a goal or two for Salzburg. But not to say Ulrich was bad, but Mbappe, Neuer's on another level. I've seen a lot of comments about Mbappe. Yeah, the predictions are there on screen, Mark. Correa or Danjuma? Well, Correa's injured, so I'd probably say Danjuma. Will Danilo start? I got 5.4 million. The thing is, there's not that many options, mate. If you don't have Laporte, Yusuf, I'd go for Laporte. I'll make that move. Bernardo to start? I think so, but I might be wrong. Visalica going to play? He's doubtful. I'm not sure what the situation is. Nailed on Bayern defender? Kimmich, and I'd say Sula right now. The best limitless team, there's a video on it, check it out, and the only changes I would make is possibly Koeman and Havertz in for Bruno Fernandes and one of the other midfielders. Also Cancelo out for Zinchenko or not Laporte, sorry, or Marquinhos, if not another Chelsea defender instead. Yeah, I already answered that question, mate. Thank you, Aranya, for the super chat. Mendy, Laporte and Jones, or Onana, Laporte and Musiala. Also, is Mendy more nailed than Edison for this match day? I think he is slightly more nailed. I think both of them will start, but if there was one to start and I had to like bank on it, it would be Mendy. Mendy, Laporte and Jones, or Onana, Laporte and Musiala. I would probably pick... Oh, that's a great question. I'd go for Mendy, Laporte and Jones. Yeah, because Jones is definitely starting this week. Mendy's a great long-term option, and Laporte, obviously, he's in both situations. So I'd go for the first set of transfers, Aranya, but both look fine. I'm not sure what my predictor ranking is. I think I'm in the top thousands or top hundreds. I think probably thousands. I need to check that. Foden or Koeman? Long-term Foden. This week, Koeman. Thanks for your help, Dylan. Thank you, Sudindra, and good luck as well. Chilwell's doing individual training. He'll be back soon. Yeah. And that's even more reason why not to go for Marcus Alonso. Best replacement for Dylan RCM. I'm not sure, mate. Why Silva or James? Why Silva or James? I mean, Thiago Silva's nailed and he's a great option. James is really good when he starts, so I don't really see why not. Captain Lewandowski or Salah, up to you, mate. I would go for Lewandowski, and I'm going to put my team back on screen. So this is how my team was before making any transfers, and obviously both my goalkeepers in the mud, Cancelo out, so I've made 3 transfers. And looking at the rest of the team, I think Mahrez probably won't start, but you never know. Danjuma is probably on the verge of elimination. If not, it's going to be Vlahovic. The rest I'd expect to go through, and I think they're good long-term options. Mendy and Neuer were my preferences over Edison, but I couldn't afford it. So I've ended up doing this, and I've got 2 good goalkeepers. Let's say, for example, Edison doesn't play, then I will have Onana coming on. So that's pretty much it, and there we go. Suerte, Dylan. Gracias por responder las preguntas. Gracias, Cody. And yeah, muchas gracias, afición. Esto para vosotros. Sí. I'm doing rubbish. I'm top 1k in England out of 19k. Yeah, but to be fair, it's been a bit difficult some of the games to predict, yeah. ¿Es buena idea Vlahovic por Mbappé? Es una buena idea, pero yo creo que Mbappé va a jugar y con todas las lesiones y problemas que tiene Real Madrid, para mí parece que es una buena idea para tener a Mbappé, pero si yo tuviera a Mbappé, yo lo tendría en mi equipo y no lo voy a sacar. Thank you very much, Sergeant Pepper. I mean, I do speak Spanish at home, but I will admit my Spanish is nowhere near as good as my English, to be fair. Transfer's done, yeah, same here, Ashwin, and I would recommend doing it. We've only got 5 minutes or 6 minutes left, so let's keep an eye on that. Best Chelsea defender besides Rudiger? I personally think Thiago Silva, and if not, there's Reece James, but I'd probably go for him. Thank you, Sudindra, much appreciated, and thanks for the plug. I'm in kind of two minds of saying different stuff. But yeah, we're on 182 likes. Let's get to 200. We can definitely do that. Oh yeah, let's go back to this screen since we're back on this. We're back on the team, and let's get rid of this little blue thing at the top. There we go. Okay, yeah. Don't know how they do that. And by the way, I'm going to show you in the FPL video. You probably noticed it as well. There is a Chrome extension where you can actually, for your players, you can have the away kits, which is really cool. So I'll probably show you that in future FPL streams as well. But yeah, I've got it installed and I'm using it as well. All right, so let's go through some last questions. Let's try to get through as many as possible. Bernardo starting? I think so. I could be wrong. Is this Dylan or Cristiano Ronaldo? It is Dylan. Trust me, it's not Ronaldo. Is Jorginho nailed? No, he's not. Gracias, Aldo. Muchas gracias. Ese es tu equipo definitivo. Ya hice las transferencias y sí, no voy a cambiar nada. Lewandowski va a ser mi capitán. Sí, no voy a cambiar nada. Do we have an update on Mazzauri? Apparently Ten Hag said that he should be available, and the game is next week anyway. He missed 2 games due to a knock, so yeah. Kante or Curtis Jones for this week and beyond? It's difficult because I'm not sure if Curtis Jones will play beyond this week. Kante definitely will, and he can get you 4 to 5 points due to ball recovery. So I probably would say Kante, but I'd still go for Curtis Jones. You always have those 5 transfers next week to make, to kind of make a change there. Will De Bruyne start? I'm not sure about that. The way I see it, Sterling will definitely play, and Gundogan, I'm not sure about the rest. Cancelo is out due to illness, yeah. Bernardo starting? I think so. Is Mazzari not starting? I think he will, but I could be wrong about that. What did Tuchel say about Azpilicueta? I'll be honest, I'm not sure what he said exactly, but I think he's available again, and he's in training, so yeah. Mazzari for Kimmich or Van Dijk? I would go for Kimmich out of those two, I guess. An extension that changes the kits of the icons in FPL and UCL? Not UCL, only FPL. What's the extension name? I'll try to get it up for you. But yeah, let me double check this. I'll try to get it up for you, but it's a really good extension. So I'll put the link as well. That'll be even better for you guys. So FPL extension. Let me try find it. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Yeah, here we go. So it's called the FPL Away Kits V. So it's version 1.0 Chrome extension. So here we go. I'll put the link to the actual Chrome extension here in the chat. So be sure to go on it. There you go. Upamecano, Arnold, Cancelo to Laporte, and Nana to Pasveer, and have enough funds to upgrade on Cancelo again. Thoughts? I think they look really good, Ashwin, yeah. Great transfers. I agree with every single one of them. Yeah, I'm guessing it's Nana coming in for Pasveer rather than the other way around. But yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, the extension is in the... I put the link there. It's basically just called FPL Away Kits version 1.0. Salah, Lewandowski captain. It doesn't matter, mate. I would just go for Lewandowski, but it's up to you. Bruno or Danjuma? I would go for probably Bruno this week. When will be the next stream for FPL? There might be a reaction stream in the next day or two, but I'm also working on a lot of FPL videos. But obviously the deadline stream will probably be either the Friday evening or on the Saturday. I need to check anyway for the deadline for that, but there's going to be more streams this week for sure. Who would you captain today? I would go for Lewandowski, but all of them are good. Is Mbappe playing? I think so, Adam. I think he'll be available. Same with you, Noah. Thoughts on using Saka, Tierney and Ramsdale next year in UCL Fantasy? Common you Gunners. If Arsenal make it, then maybe one would be good. I don't think I'd be tripling up on Arsenal. Mazzari and Mendy or Edison and Thiago? I would probably go for Mazzari and Mendy long term. But I do like Edison and Thiago Silva, actually. You know what? I go for that too. Yeah, I go for Edison and Thiago Silva. Captain Mahrez or Mbappe tomorrow if Mbappe's playing. If Mahrez is playing, I would go for him over Mbappe, personally. Brought in Bernardo Silva alongside Mahrez, hoping that keeps me safe if one doesn't start. Yeah, but with Pep, it could be both of them being benched. But hopefully you're on the right side of luck there. Should I change captaincy if Lewandowski gets 8 points? I've talked about this before. So if you're in the first day and let's say Lewandowski blanks, well, gets 8 points, which is good, but you have 3 more opportunities for the captaincy, I would probably change it. But the thing is, I'd be a bit less certain because last time out, it was Mahrez who got 11 points for me, but I still thought about changing the captaincy to Lewandowski and Salah because those 2 players are so good this season and they're so reliable. So that's where, if you have someone like Lewandowski or Salah yet to play on the Wednesday or next week, I would definitely be changing it probably if I had 8 points. But that's where it gets a bit trickier. If Salah and Lewandowski play today and you don't really have these sorts of reliable options to yet play in the future days, that's where it gets a bit more tricky. But to answer your question, I would change it, although I would be very apprehensive. Captain Mahrez or Mbappe? Yeah, I already answered that, sorry. All the best, Mohammed, thank you very much. Sane or Lewandowski or Salah? I would go for... Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I would go for Salah. Sorry, Lewandowski captain. Jesus Christ. 1 second. Water break. 2. All right. Will Walker start? He's suspended. Walker's suspended and Cancelo's out. So it could be Stones as the right back or a youth player playing there. And if it was Stones at the right back, it will be Fernandinho and Laporte as the centre backs. Salah or Sane or Arnold captain? Out of those 3, I would go for Salah. 2 minutes to the deadline. Yeah, no, the deadline's now done. Obviously, you put it when it was 2 minutes left. Salah or Sane captain? I would go for Salah. What were your transfers to? Goalkeepers and Thiago Silva? Yes, for Ulrich, Pasveer and Cancelo. Good luck, folks. Thank you, Stravidan. Thank you very much for tuning in and all your questions and comments. Already answered that, Ashwin, by the way. Yeah, I'd go for Salah captain. It's up to you, though. Mbappe travels to Madrid. Exactly. I think he's going to start. Is Danilo a good replacement for Bonucci? He's decent, but not a great one, if I'm being honest. I'd rather go for a Chelsea defender or someone else if you can afford it. If Lewandowski blanks today, I might consider Thiago Silva Laporte as captain over my City mids. Yeah, nail to start and clean sheet very likely. That's true, but then Goldhead, you're going to get the lineups anyway, so you can afford to wait until 7 p.m. tomorrow UK time to then change the captaincy accordingly. Put that on a t-shirt, water bricks. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, to be fair. But yeah, it's annoying when I want to answer a question and then voice crack. Cheers, thank you, Mandal. Which game are you watching? Probably Liverpool Inter's a bit more interesting, but I'll wait and see. I've got more players and more banking on the Bayern game. Am I even chatting nonsense or whatever? But yeah, we're locked in, and yeah, everyone on my bench is right. It's all sorted. Hopefully you guys sorted out your bench and everything like that. So yeah, we're locked in, and that's it. That's no more UCL Fantasy for now. If you want, we can have a little section as we did, I think it was like a week or 2 ago, where we talk about stuff beyond FPL and UCL Fantasy. It's up to you. I'm probably playing F1 Fantasy this year. I'm not sure if I make videos. It seems much simpler than FPL and UCL Fantasy in certain ways, but quite a lot to process for new players such as myself. What kind of question is that? I don't know whether to watch Liver or watch a movie tonight. It depends which movie. If it's a top class movie, then I'd probably go for the movie. Play Mahrez. Yeah, no, he's playing, but as in my team, he's in my starting 11. I'm not sure if he starts. I hope he does. Late to the show, but good luck. Thank you, Alba. Good luck to you as well. To be honest, Anfield home games are decent to watch. Yeah, and it's also Inter. Tell us how F1 Fantasy works. Well, okay, look. If anyone, I think Goldhead knows more about it than I do, but basically you get to choose, am I even getting this right? 5 drivers, I think it is, and 1 constructor. I'll have to probably double check that. Let me actually get it up for you, and then I can explain as we go along, but I'm very new to it. So, F1 Fantasy, and let's go. So, let's go to this. Oh no, login. Oh, okay, great. No. Okay. Okay. I've got to think of something. So let's get another menu up right now. So If you haven't already, smash the like button and subscribe for me. I'm going to get F1 Fantasy up for a little bit, but we can also talk about Champions League, FPL, and all that good stuff. But the game's already started, so obviously I can imagine some of you will want to do that instead. But obviously, much appreciate everyone who tuned in today. And these are my socials. Dylan RCM on Twitter and Instagram. Discord is now up again, I believe. You can join the Discord server. All the stuff is in the link in the description below. You can become a Patreon or a channel member by clicking the join button. And if you become any sort of channel member, so it doesn't matter which tier you are, you can get exclusive early access to all my content. So let me get F1 Fantasy up for you right now, and I'll try to explain it to you a little bit, but I'll be honest, I'm very new to the game. I think some people in the live chat will probably give you better advice than I will. So let me just get the password right. Obviously, I don't want to show it on screen, probably get hacked. Oh god, am I special? Probably not in the way you'd probably expect or hope for. Oh god, what is my password? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, okay, so did a Riddler hack there, and here we go. Yeah, here we go. Wait, what? Okay, that's all good. Let's go back to my team. Anyways, yeah, okay, anyway, I think you get 5 drivers and you get yeah, and 1 constructor. Let's just go to your comments again. Yeah, F1 Fantasy is very simple. Yeah, because there's not really injuries. There could be COVID cases, but not injuries. But yeah, you basically can't turbo. You put the turbo driver or the captain on Verstappen or Hamilton. You have to do it on someone else. Dylan, muchas gracias por tus consejos. Saludos, suerte. Thank you very much. I wonder where you're from, by the way, Mora. But yeah, thank you very much. I already liked at the start. Thank you, Coop Dog. Obviously, much appreciated. Everyone already did. But yeah, obviously, I literally just gave the worst possible explanation to F1 Fantasy. But basically, you can't captain Verstappen or Hamilton. There's also some chips, which I also need to see. I think on the wildcard, you can make 12 changes. You get 2 wildcards per season, just like with FPL. And there's also a thing where it's Mega Driver, so like the triple captaincy. And there you can actually triple captains, I only said Salah, Hamilton or Verstappen as well. Bayern defense is so poor. Yes, it is. Did they already concede? Lewandowski almost scored. Yeah, probably will in the end. Yeah, 5 drivers, 1 constructor, and you can't double driver captain the top drivers. Yeah, okay, so I did say that. For some reason, I was kind of doubting, wait, is it 4 or 5 drivers? I can show you my drafts if I can actually log into the damn game. It's a bit frustrating that I wasn't able to do so. But yeah, I'm going to try log in here on a different browser and tell you what's up. But yeah, you can get a sense of how I've done. You can actually make multiple teams, so which reminds me a bit of Sky Sports Fantasy Football, where you can make multiple teams. What is my damn password? Damn. Normally I know exactly what it is, but apparently not today. Let's see. Uh-oh, this is awkward. Damn. Bruh. What? Wait, okay, that makes no sense. So I actually did put the right password, but it basically said I'll still sign out in the other one. That makes no sense. Let me try to go back to that in a second. Oh, God, really? Come on, give me a break. Okay, look, yeah, this is so unprofessional, as they say. Let me just get this up. Bear with me for a second. I don't know why it's not working on Google Chrome. I'm trying to get it up so you can see. Maybe the simpler thing would just be to show you on the other browser, which I probably will do in the end. Am I finally logged in? Come on, yeah? Finally, soon. Okay, so here we go. Here's F1 Fantasy. Christ almighty, that took a million years. So, let me know what you think of these teams. So in the first team, I've got Leclerc, Lando Norris, George Russell, Mick Schumacher, and Valtteri Bottas with Ferrari as the constructor. I actually like that team a lot. It's very balanced. In the second team, kind of a bit different. So I've got, it's arguably a bit more balanced. So I've got no Mick Schumacher or anything like that. The second team is very, very balanced with McLaren as my constructor, Carlos Sainz, who outperformed Leclerc last season, Alonso, I've got Leclerc anyway actually, Sergio Perez and Norris. But what I would recommend with these kind of F1 fantasy games is probably target the first driver in most of these cases. Like Perez is a very good driver, but maybe you wouldn't want to go for him, so I might change that still. The third team, I've got Lewis Hamilton himself, Lando Norris, Gasly, Albon, Schumacher and Ferrari. But as you can see, that's more of a premium one and less balanced. So let me know what you guys think of those 3 teams. Soy de Costa Rica. Wow. Big up Costa Rica. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, it literally was the right password. I mean, there was 1 or 2 times where I got it wrong, but I actually put the right password and it literally logged me out again. I don't know why. We want an F1 Fantasy series on your channel. It would be very difficult, though, to keep up with that, UCL Fantasy and FPL. But if it's possible one day, it could happen. You couldn't turbo Bottas either. Yeah, I think you can't turbo Russell, a gold head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. So let me let me check that for you, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. So that's the turbo driver for Team 3. Okay, let's check for George Russell. So here we go. Turbo driver. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, as I just said, you can't turbo drive Mr. Russell. Yes, no, but you're doing better doing it earlier because there are less options and you have a bigger budget. Yeah, fair enough. Triple captain George Russell. Not yet. Thank you, No-So. Is it possible to do limitless in the finals? Yeah, you can, but yeah, it's better to do it earlier, as he said. Yeah, I would probably use the limitless since you haven't used it already, probably in match day 9 or 10, even 11, but you'd want to use it as early as possible, basically. Will there be any tutorial how to play F1 Fantasy? Like I said, there could be videos at one point, but I can't guarantee it because FPL and UCL Fantasy already take up a lot. Ferrari's a good pick, 2 solid drivers, yeah. And if not, going for both drivers themselves. It's not letting me sign up. Yeah, maybe the website's bugging, that's why I couldn't do it. Terrible FPL gimmick for me, just 66 points. Mate, I got 55 with the hit taken into account, so it's even worse than you. So, yeah, it's really poor. But, you know, sometimes these kind of 50-50 decisions, you know, not going for Coutinho and Reece James or Rudiger, I literally could have got both of them in and also captained them. I would have captained either of them. So, yeah, these things can happen. I have Verstappen, Leclerc, Vettel, Gasly, Albon and McLaren. That looks pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, I like it. Interesting. I'll be going as Red Bull as constructor early on as they'll be guaranteed to start strong. Yeah, a lot of people think that they won't start strong and they're not going to have as strong of a car this year. That'll be interesting to see. I think Ferrari will be good. Yeah, I'm not sure why, Coop Dog. The website seems to be bugging then. Thoughts on are there more wheels or doors in the world debate? I actually haven't heard of this debate, to be fair, Ashwin, honestly. Hola, Dilante, sigo desde Nicaragua. Mucha suerte. Thank you very much, Joshua, and big up Nicaragua. Thank you very much for tuning in. And it's a similar flag to Argentina, actually, I think I'm not mistaken. How come you have 3 teams? Well, you can make 3 teams, so why not? You know? We have a league in F1 Fantasy. I could do. Even if I don't make videos, I might make a league and you can all celebrate getting more points than me. Can you just imagine someone clicking on the video expecting to see your UCL Fantasy and seeing F1 Fantasy? Yeah, they'll probably just report me. Yeah, I think the website is bugged. It probably is because I literally logged in and then it signed me out again. I'm on 77 points. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wish I had that. And with those 2 moves I just said, I probably would be on 80, 90. So there you go. Come on, Red Bull. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I want Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren to do well. I'm tired of Mercedes. I'm so tired. Let me leave stream for a second so I can try. Yeah, sure thing, mate. I'll probably be ending it soon, though. With Captain Coutinho to play, yeah, you're in a fine position there. Red Bull were the most popular constructor last season for their price and 2 solid drivers. Yeah, they did much better than most people would have imagined, so that makes sense. Penalty to Bayern. Lewandowski points then. Imagine I just jinxed him and he misses it. That would be crazy. Yeah, the side is one of the worst. I didn't know that, actually. It always worked for me, but today didn't, and it made me look like a fool. More than usual. I'm waiting until after the Bahrain testing before locking in. Yeah, I think I'll do the same thing there. The website isn't working. Well, at least I managed to log in. But let's go back to UCL Fantasy and let's see the points go in. So Lewandowski has got a penalty right now. I'm going to put a link up. I'm going to be watching it. Oh yeah, his goal don't show Premier League anymore, by the way, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, they still show Champions League. So let's see. Can we get the thing up? So yeah, I'm going to be a bit delayed here. So yeah, you'll probably say in the chat before it happens. But I see him preparing for the penalty right now. 11th minute. Someone's right in the way of him. Is he trying to play mind games here? Jesus. All right. Yeah. Who won the pen? I'm not sure who did. So let us know in the live chat. Obviously, I wasn't watching it whilst this was going on. It's tragic how they don't have an app. Yeah, I'm not sure why they don't. Even with Champions League Fantasy, a lot of people aren't aware of the actual app. It's UEFA Gaming, but they just don't know because they type in UCL Fantasy. Yeah, slow mode on here. Yeah, I'll put it to avoid spamming, unfortunately. I could change it right now quickly, but yeah, it's very annoying. I can understand that, but some people literally spam it. They spam it so badly. Let me change this. Can I change it right now? I think I can. Okay, I thought I could. Maybe it's available from a different one. Oh yeah, here we go. So slow mode will be off now. I trust you guys. As soon as I do that, the spammer's back. Oh god, get out of here. Get out. How many accounts do you make? God almighty. Yeah, level 1 won the pen. Okay, yeah, that's just more points, yeah. Captaincy sorted. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone. We'll probably reach 200 likes by the end, you know, when everyone's watched the video. But very much appreciate it. If you haven't already, consider liking the video, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I removed it already. Yeah, golazo. Well, it's a penalty, but yeah, I take your sentiment there. Yep, Lewandowski. So you can have 3 F1 teams and get points on all of them. Yeah, but obviously you can't combine all of them into one. Like Sky Fantasy Football, they're different teams. Yep, goal Lewandowski. Oh no, I captain Salah. It's very early. Into goal. Really? Wow. Let me put that on screen as well. Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. Trent, clean sheet, mudded. If you're right, by the way, if you're not trolling. Hopefully you're not. Very interesting. Wait, where do I have the... Oh, okay. Whoa, this is an actual... I've got like 4 different browsers on and all different stuff. It's kind of crazy to keep up with. So let's go on... Here's goal here. Let me try see the Liverpool goal. Or the Inter goal, should I say. Yeah, no one scored apparently so far. Let me see what people are saying in the live chat. Oh, offside. Oh, it's no. Is it offside? That account appears on other live streams. Probably a bot for... Oh, yeah. I'm not sure. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, no. Maybe this is why I've got the thing on, the slow mode, unfortunately. Maybe I'll reduce it from 15 seconds, but... Yeah, that's why I have it. Yeah, Lewandowski. Yeah, Dorian, I don't even know. It's literally been happening for like the last 2 or 3 live streams. I don't know what got into this person. But you know what? The best thing to do is to ignore them, and then eventually they'll stop. So they're not going to be doing this for the rest of their lives. If they do, then unfortunately for you. Mile off, yeah. Oh my god, now I see what you mean, Dylan. No, I mean it's like obviously I trust certain people, you know, to keep putting some stuff on and to be patient and I'll answer their questions. But some people, and also it's not even just spammers. It's literally like someone puts a question, I answer it, then they put the question again straight after. And some people might be trolling, but others maybe just don't hear me. Sometimes people say, "Well, sorry, I got you on mute." And I'm like, "Okay, but then why did you ask me the question? Like, how do you expect me to communicate with you telepathically?" I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to be too... I like a video chat with a hot girl. I think we all would, but you'd probably rather the real thing, just saying. How is Lewandowski that inevitable? Well, he wasn't in Matchday 7, but, I mean, it's Lewandowski, mate. And Bayern Munich are one of the best attacking teams in the world, so that's probably why. Let me go back to Hesgo. I'll check the Bayern Munich game, but let's see. I haven't even looked at the points. Yeah, Lewandowski, 14 points, as you can see here. You'd love to see it, unless you're a Salzburg fan. So yeah, 1 goal, 1 penalty earned. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the points. But yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap up now. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you've got any more comments, then I'll keep on replying and stuff. But yeah, what's up with this spammer? No idea. YouTube should give the broadcaster the option to ban from viewing, let alone chatting. Well, I've got the option to hide him, but it seems like he keeps making new accounts. So I have no idea how he does it. It's like as soon as I hit him, he made another account and he commented again. Was like, oh, chat. I'm like, what are you on about, mate? I regret captaining Salah now. It's very early on. Lewandowski assisted on his own and scored also. Yeah, it's like that Obama meme when he puts the medal around himself. But yeah, it's a bit different. Assists, you get 3 points. With a penalty earned, you get 2. But still. Sane and Sula, 1 ball recovered already. Let's go. Yes, I mean, on the way to 3. And hopefully a point there. How many points would Lewandowski have to get for you to consider changing the captaincy? I think with 10, I would... Oh, to change it. If he basically just doesn't do anything else for the whole game and he gets 8 points, then I would possibly change it. But he'll probably get something else in this game. And if he does, I'll probably keep it on him. Thoughts on Arsenal getting the top 4 spot? It's still early. You know, there's like, 12 more games, 11 more games. Arsenal could still bottle it, and the games in hand are quite tough. United and Spurs are well into the hunt. I think Wolves and West Ham probably out of it, especially Wolves. But I think it's between Arsenal, Spurs and United. And a lot depends on those games between those two teams. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal are the most likely right now. I'm not going to deny that fact, but I still wouldn't say it's a certainty. I've had Adeyemi too. Hope he scores. Well, good luck with that. I had Adeyemi in the group stages, and unfortunately, I got him in after his form ended, basically. So yeah, maybe we'll meet your future wife if you click on the link. Probably not, mate. Hope you can update us on your F1 fantasy teams on Twitter, mate. Yeah, I probably will. If I don't make videos, I'll probably do updates and stuff, just for those who are interested. Sorry, it's not UCL, but do you think Reguilon starts next game week? Sessegnon picked up an injury, so it depends on the severity of that. Sessegnon was playing well. He got an assist himself, but I'd say yes. Either way, Reguilon's not really my cup of tea right now. I'd go for Doherty. Yeah, Arsenal, Tottenham for top 4. Yeah, probably. Right now, they look the most likely. He can still get player of the match, although... Yeah, true. Exactly. That's why I'm just going to wait at first, but I probably won't. Looking at how things are turning out so far, I probably won't change it. And if Lewandowski gets the man of the match points, I probably would just keep it on him. It's not a bonus point system like FPL, so how do they determine who gets player of the month? Player of the match. I think it's just based on who UEFA give it to. So whoever has the award, after the game, they have like the Champions League trophy or the kind of like award thing. Whoever gets that will get the award. But it basically typically is who gets the most goals or assists. Thank you, Coop Dog. See ya. Isn't man of the match who gets it? Yeah, exactly. Whoever gets man of the match, by UEFA gets the points. Yeah. Do you think Kulusevski could be a good pick in the long term? Yes. I talked about this in my FPL team selection video. If you haven't already, check that out. FPL question: I have Trent, Robbo, James, Tierney, and Kilman. Is it worth changing one of them for Doherty? Yes, and I'd probably say Kilman or Tierney, but they play in game week 30. But I still think it's worth it. I probably wouldn't get rid of Tierney this week though, for obvious reasons. He has a double this week, but Kilman to Doherty could look good. Yeah, exactly. Whoever gets player of the match, exactly. It's very simple there. It makes sense, but yeah. Sudindra, thank you very much. 4:20 a.m. in Malaysia. Thank you very much for tuning in. At that late time, much appreciated. Thoughts on Matip winning Premier League Player of the Month? No comment really. I've seen some kind of really weird ones. Like, my opinion, Odegaard deserved it in December, but they gave it to Sterling. So yeah. It was kind of a weak kind of selection of, Player of the Month contenders for this month. So, yeah. I think for the Manager of the Month, it'll be, Klopp, Arteta, or... there's also Eddie Howe and Hassan Hutzul. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. But thank you very much to everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, you know what to do. And let's try to get to 200 likes if we haven't already. Let me just double check to see if we have already reached that. But thank you very much to everyone. Share this video around with everyone who plays FPL and UCL Fantasy. So let me just double check this. So yeah, we're 7 likes away. We can definitely get to that, and still 50 people watching. So all the very best of luck for the rest of UCL Fantasy. A good start for most of us who captain Lewandowski, and even those who have him. And just enjoy the football. That's the most important thing. And I'll see you next time.